She is always right.
Not this time.
Not this time. No, that's what surprised her. Wow, it was quite, from what I'm hearing, Terry, is the drive-through experience for Hopscotch Scott.
Yes.
So a woman got out of her car in the drive-through, went into the restaurant, started screaming at people.
Really?
God, the
I had
parents went
flashbacks.
perfect.
Flashbacks of high school.
Stephen was hoping one day they'd get a little drive-through hosting promotion of his own.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say for the entire station, those are off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I ruined him for everyone.
We're done now.
Well, overall, how would you say it went?
I'd say it went B-.
Oh, jeez. B-, even though you said something to a lady in the drive-through that got her to get out of her car, make everyone in the drive-through wait until she got back in her car while she went into the restaurant and screamed her head off.
Correct.
It's B-, Terry.
That's a B-.
Yeah.
Sounds like an A+ to me.
I don't want to hear an F.
No.
But it was a nice, fun experience for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There it is.
We only had 2 cars drive off. It was good.
Do you want
Two? What did the second car do?
You know what the second car did?
Well, she ordered Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
all she ordered? People go to the drive-thru just to order a Pepsi?
People did do that, but no, she ordered that with her meal.
All right.
And then says, oh, wait, no, I want to change that to Dr. Pepper. And I said, well, we've already started pouring the Pepsi, ma'am. You're going to get Pepsi. Wow! You know, I mean, I'm goofing around.
And she drove away.
Well, then I'm going to go somewhere else.
So oh, wow, so they lost a customer.
And I said, well, if you can back over the person behind you, you can go somewhere.
Wow!
But, so she stormed through, but the people were laughing. They didn't care.
The people
Oh my gosh, that's
in the
hilarious.
Employees,
people
yeah.
who worked with you.
The manager wanted me to stay for like the next 4 hours.
Really?
She wanted to hire me.
Well, that's all that matters.
Stuff
is
they
that-
all wanted to say.
I think the bottom line is,
Okay.
I think it all comes down to one common denominator, Terry.
What's that?
It was Kent.
Yeah. Sum it up as that.
Sum it all up, because I don't think most managers would be happy if a customer just stormed away, hitting 6 cars to get out of there.
Well, but when you go through the drive-thru and you see our logo, our radio station logo everywhere,
And they're
people,
force-feeding you stickers and CDs as you drive
Come
through.
on,
People
you
don't
know
think
that
like
there's some
that.
kind of promotion.
People think
Duh.
people just think there's a worker in the drive-thru who's had enough with his life and is taking it out on the customer.
There you go.
Yes. If you're just tuning in or you didn't hear last week, there was a big promotional appearance, don't you know, with Hot Shot running the Taco Bell drive-thru on Saturday from 3 to 5 at Kent. And he says that they wanted to keep him an extra 4 hours. I don't know.
Oh, I
But
think
if-
that's great.
But if he says so.
Yeah.
So the female manager of the Taco Bell was more than excited to
Loved
have you there.
Asked if I wanted to stay the rest of the day.
Now,
Said I'm welcome here anytime and threw me a big bag of food.
She knows.
Steven's feeling bad now.
That works in the zoo and with Hot Shot. Now,
I do tricks.
the lady who drove off with the Dr. Pepper and the Pepsi Shadoo there,
Right.
that wasn't the lady who stormed into the restaurant and started screaming, right?
Somebody different.
Oh, jeez.
Remember, 2 different cars here.
Well, it's hard to believe.
Oh,
You know, I could see the people, so if it was a guy that was like 75 years old with a full beard who wanted to just get lunch,
Yes.
I left him alone.
What if he didn't have a full beard, though?
No.
Oh, then you
I'd
would have
mess
killed
with
him.
him. Yeah.
All right. But,
So I use some discretion.
so the lady with the Dr. Well, obviously your instincts are tremendous.
Not 100%.
The lady with the Dr. Pepper and the Pepsi situation, she was a younger woman.
Probably
Let me tell you something.
29.
No one more cranky than 20-something white women.
Yeah, they're the worst. They're the only ones that complain.
How many kids in the car with her?
I didn't see.
Oh, okay.
Too many to count.
I thought that maybe, she was having a rough day. The kids were screaming at her, and she just didn't have the patience.
Yes.
That could very well be.
And you know what?
Having a bad day.
The fast food restaurant should have every right to say, we already started pouring it, ma'am. You're stuck with your Pepsi because you got to think these things through ahead of time.
Right. You're given plenty of time.
That is perfectly acceptable, and that's why the manager loved every second of it. Because
That's
it's everything she's always wanted to say.
Oh, yeah.
I said a
Man,
lot worse stuff than that, so I thought I was riding. I thought I was
jeez.
riding the line. Apparently, I wasn't.
I think you were right on. And one day when we're all working at drive-thrus, I will say the same thing.
People know that if you want to change your mind, it's okay. I was just kidding around.
Right.
Well,
Like I'm gonna make you drink a beverage you don't want to drink.
I'm saying right now I don't think it should be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you should have to get the Pepsi that was poured in your face.
Right.
And then you can
On
have
your-
your Dr. Pepper.
We spilled all over your tits, and then you get your Dr. Pepper. That's the way it works.
The T-Man.
She's 42, he's 27, and now they are married.
There it is.
Hollywood hot couple Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore exchanged vows in Beverly Hills last night in front of about 100 friends and family.
There it is.
Yes, they got married.
Thank you, Terry.
The kids were there, the girls were there, and Bruce Willis was in attendance as well.
No, that's pretty lame.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you're trying to come across as a good guy, how much you're trying to come across. I said it twice. As a good sport, Terry. Mm-hmm. You don't show up at your ex-wife's wedding
Well,
wearing your finest tux.
they're supposedly really good friends.
Well, that's even more ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
You can be civil. If you want to be civil, I
Right.
think it's more entertaining to be at each other's throats. But if you want to be civil, fine. If you don't show up all smiley at your ex-wife's wedding, come on.
Well, they're doing it for the kids. I think initially when they got divorced, it was very important that they
screw
stay
the kids.
strong as a parent.
Gotta do what's in your heart. Now, if this is truly what's in Bruce Willis's heart, he's crazy and warped, but this is not the way the human spirit was invented, Terry.
Wow.
You don't show up at your ex-wife's wedding all smiley in a tux, saying, "Oh, I'm so happy for you. This is actually the one. This is your soulmate." I don't know what we were thinking. You don't do that.
It's weird for Ashton, too, I bet.
Man. Well, the whole thing has got to be weird for Ashton marrying a 42-year-old hack actress.
Well,
those
this is her
kids.
third marriage, too.
It's her third marriage.
Her third one,
People
yeah.
probably forget she was married before Bruce Willis, Terry.
Yes, she was for 4 years, and that's where she got the last name Moore.
Oh, yeah? Who'd she marry the first time
married
around?
a musician
Roger?
by the name of Freddie Moore.
The great Freddie Moore?
The great Freddie Moore.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Whose nickname is Les is Moore?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so they were married, from 1980 to 84.
It's her third marriage.
Yep, his first.
Yes.
Wow.
This time she's got it right.
Oh, she's figured things out now. She knows how to marry for life. And this is the way you go about it. You marry a 27-year-old dude, and you last a lifetime. All right, well, it's been a while since we set an over-under. There it is. There's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Demi Moore. Is it Demi? She's every other year. It changes.
I know.
Demi
So
Moore.
either one.
Yeah, she has wed Ashton Kutcher, in case you're just waking up and you haven't heard. The over-under has been set, he said, thinking out loud. And, well, they've been together for a good couple of years now, at least 3, I would
Yeah.
say. So I will say that because they do have that bit of history packed away in their archives there, I'm going to set the over-under at a lofty 3 years.
Whoa,
A
wow.
lot. Can we set 2 over-unders?
Oh, geez.
I mean, the marriage, of course, the length of the marriage, 1, but 2, I mean, because he is 27, he has no children. I mean, can we set an over-under of whether or not she's going to have his child?
No.
Oh.
The over-under is 3 years for how long their marriage will last.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you love to call in the first half hour of a show on a Monday morning, but let's take a quick lightning poll. I want to see what people think about this, Terry. I have set the over-under at 3 years. And if they make it past 3 years and you go over, you'll get a fine prize 3 years from now.
Wow.
That's
can't
right.
wait.
Pacey Dave writes this all down, and let me tell you something.
See our archives.
On September 26th of the year 2008, there are going to be a lot of fine prizes doled out if those who go over have the winning side, Terry.
Wow.
Now, of course, if you go under and they get divorced, as soon as the official paperwork is completed, you'll get quite a fine prize in its own right when that happens if you have the winning side as well. So the toll-free telephone number is 1-866-663-T-MAN. I'm dying to see if people think this marriage is going to go over 3 years or under 3 years, Terry. There's a lot of room in the over area, Terry.
True, there
You know, there's like 4 years, 5 years,
3 years and a month.
6 years, 3 years and a month.
What about 20 years?
15 years.
Dr. Pepper. There's a lot of area there, Terry. You understand what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yes.
Okay. So
Big open field.
let
over.
me start with you, Stephen Kilbreath. Do you think this Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher marriage, this power couple that tied the knot over the weekend, will have a marriage that lasts more or less than 3 years?
Well, my experience shows that you're a pretty good lines maker on
Oh,
these
geez.
things.
So you want to go 3 years on the dot?
Yeah.
I'd like a push, please.
Well, you said 5 months for little Kenny Chesney. So,
Oh, geez. Yes, I
I'm going to say
Nailed it, Terry.
I'm going to go over.
You're going to go over 3 years. You think Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher 3 years from now will be happily married, or at least married?
At least married. Yes.
Happily.
Now, does this
Oh,
vote count in the lightning poll? Come keep it track.
And Stephen's vote does not count in the lightning poll.
Oh.
the listeners' votes
You
are
have
all...
to call in, Stephen.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to dial in, Stephen, good luck to you.
So my vote of Steven's a dickhead doesn't count either. Okay, I'll
but
erase it.
it
You
all
could
gets
call that
canceled
in,
out.
yeah.
It all gets canceled out by his vote, not counting of Hot Shots of Fat Wildebeest. 1-866-663-T-Man. Do you think I'm really curious, Terry. I want people to answer honestly. I want people to go what's in their heart, Terry. What's in your heart, ladies and gentlemen? Will Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore be divorced in less than 3 years? Or will they be happily married 3 years from Friday?
Wow.
1-866-663.
That's when that guy's coming down, too, right?
Oh, just 663-T-Man. You're on the air. Over or under 3 years?
Terry's moose knuckle smells like pee.
Okay.
That was a great text page you did the other day, too.
Wow.
So that's over, right?
Terry making it like she's on to you, dude.
Right.
So beware. I'm sure he's shaking in his boots there, Terry. He's wearing boots. Ladies and gentlemen, the answers that you may be looking for, the responses that are acceptable here, are over or under. That's really all you have to say. You either have to say over or under.
Right.
Is Moose
Or
Knuckle-
Terry's moose knuckle smells like pee.
Yeah, is Moose Knuckle one word or 2 words? I'm having trouble here.
Well, I think it's hyphenated. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we are doing a lightning poll for Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher's wedding, and there shouldn't be any other distractions. Okay, here we go. You're on the air. Over or under 3 years?
Under.
Under is the first vote. This guy thinks they're not going to last. A good solid 3, Terry. I think I did set the line right on. It's pretty tough to figure out where this marriage of theirs is going to go.
Right.
This is probably one of the longest periods of time I've set a over-under for, Terry.
Yeah, probably
because
so.
they've shown that they can at least stand each other. You're on the air, over or under?
Terry's wizard sleeve is magically delicious.
Oh, yes. It's quite the breakfast treat, Terry.
I guess so.
You're on the air, over or under? Over or under?
Under.
There you go. That's 2 unders. You're on the air, over or under?
Under on the loose caboose.
I don't know
Is
what
that counted?
I don't know what that was a vote for, but he did say under, so it will certainly qualify as under pitching a shutout 3-0, Terry.
Yeah.
So if you say over the moose knuckles, then that counts as over.
As if you say the word over or under in any phrase that you might throw out there, it counts as a vote.
Okay.
Now, of course, it's hard to take any kind of lightning poll these days because of Terry's freaking wizard sleeve.
Right. Yeah, it's not a shutout. It's 3-1-1.
You're on the air, over or under?
Oh, the Stephen is a dickhead, too. So.
Oh, Terry, making things even more difficult. You're on the air, over or under?
Over, because he's not going to lose his A-list status.
You gave a reasoning, too. I didn't hear what the reasoning was, Terry.
Think something about the A-list status?
He won't lose his A-list status.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I'm sure that's something you consider before you get married.
Right.
Still, it was her reasoning, Terry, and she went over. That's your first vote for over, ladies and gentlemen. The over's making a run. They have 1 straight. You're on the air. 1 in a row.
Woo.
Over or under?
Over.
All right, there you go. The momentum for over is starting to build. You're on the air. Over or under?
It's going to be 6.
I said over?
Yes.
Over, it's going to be 6.
Wow, it's all tied up.
Uh-oh.
We're tied at 3, and the under's 1 time. You're on the air. Over or under?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
This is going to be a doozy. Yes. Over or under?
Over.
All right, maybe not.
We were all waiting.
Yeah, I was expecting something big there.
I know, so was I.
I want to make sure everyone could hear this before I talk about Terry's wizard sleeve.
Yeah.
You're on the air. Over or under for the Ashton Demi Moore wedding?
Over.
It's one of the biggest runs in lightning
Yeah,
poll
that
history.
is.
How many straight is that?
5 straight.
5 straight for the overs. People believing in Ashton Kutcher
5 unanswered.
and Demi Moore's marriage. Come on, folks. They're a Hollywood couple.
This marks the end of their relationship getting married.
Well, you're on the air. Oh, it's the beginning of the end, yes. You're on the air, over or under?
Under.
Aha. It's going to be a close one.
She's going to become Demi, what?
All right, figure it out, Terry, and get back to us. You're on the air, over or under?
Kutcher Moore?
I'd say over.
Why do you say over?
I don't know.
Okay, that's good enough.
Because you said say one word or the other.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the air, over or under. Just a gut feeling sometimes, David. You know what I'm saying?
I
Okay,
hear
yes.
you.
Over or under? Over or under? Under. Current score, please.
Oh, jeez, can't wait for this.
The overs have 6, the unders have 5. Terry's moose knuckle smells like P1, and Terry's wizard sleeve is magically delicious, coming in at 1.
You're on the air for the Demi Moore Ashton Kutcher wedding, over or under 3 years.
Oh, over.
Oh! Over! You're on the air, over or under?
Under. Terry smells like salmon.
Oh, jeez. You got to vote in a line that was said so quickly that I missed it.
Oh, well.
Terry smells like something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she does.
There's so many things to fill in the blank with that we'll always wonder what he thinks. Hey, you're on the air, over or under, please.
Over. And Steven, you are a dickhead.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
Is the overs getting close to winning this thing or what?
It's 8-6.
8-6 over? Mm-hmm. Damn, I had my money on Terry's moose knuckle smells like pink. You're on the air, over or under?
Make a run.
Hello. Over. Wow, one more, ladies and gentlemen, and that will show us that you and the listening audience believe that Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore will last more than 3 years as a married couple, and maybe what you're saying in some senses, they will last until death do they part.
Oh, come
Which is like 5 years away for Demi Moore.
Oh, jeez. You're on the air, over or under? Hello?
Under.
Oh, thought it might all end right there, but no. The unders still have something to say. You're on the air, over or under? Hello?
Hello?
Over or under? Yes, please.
Steven's a dickhead.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You're on the air,
come back.
over or under?
Under. Terry's wizard sleeve.
Under Terry was with his sleeve, but the word under was in there, so that counts as a vote. So please, give me the latest tally.
Oh, my gosh.
The latest tally, if you will.
The overs have 9, the unders have 8.
Wow!
Terry's moose knuckle smells like P1. Terry's wizard sleeve is magically delicious 1. Terry smells like something 1. Steven, you are a dickhead 2.
Whoa.
Steven's a dickhead is going to, well, at least it's leading in the,
In the
Strong
other
third place.
court, in
Yes.
the miscellaneous category.
it always seems to have a nice third place.
Yeah.
Little showing, Steven's a dickhead. Yes, it does. Someday, though, it'll win it all.
Oh,
Wow.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that'd be a big day for me.
You can dream, Steven. You can dream. We are one vote away from the overs winning. We are one vote away from having a tie at 9, meaning you got to win by 2, like any good one-on-one basketball game, Terry.
Sure.
Okay. You're on the air, over or under?
Under. I smell fish.
Oh, jeez. Under has just tied the score
Uh-oh.
with 3 in the late stages in a row. 3 in a row, Terry.
Yeah.
And we are tied at 9.
Jeez.
This can go on all day because you got to win by 2.
That's right.
You're on the air, over or under 3 years for Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore's wedding, please.
Over.
Over! Just trying to still pull this out, Terry, in
Yep.
overtime. We are in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, we're in overtime! Extra frames! And the overs lead the unders 10-9. Obviously, it's a difficult decision as to whether Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore will have a marriage that lasts more than 3 years. You are on the air, over or under? Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, over or under, please.
Yes, I.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Was that over or under?
It would be over.
Over. There it is.
Wow.
They won.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your phones down.
Hang it up.
Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, congratulations.
Woo.
As far as the listeners are concerned, your wedding is not a sham.
Wow.
I bet they're happy
Good
to hear that.
job.
They're just in. They're divorced.
I know.
Well, Terry, after little Kenny Chesney and
Renee.
big Renee Zellweger,
Yeah, big-
you never know how long these things are going to last.
That's true.
But from the listener's intuition, at least putting that into play here, Terry, Demi Moore at 42 years old and Ashton Kutcher at 27 years of age, they will have some kind of semblance of a marriage. Fascinating.
And Steven's a dickhead.
Oh, jeez. But what does the future hold for Terry's moose knuckle smells like pee? That still is very much filled with question marks.
The T-Man.
If you work around motor oil, I should say, you may be at risk for developing arthritis. That's according to a study done in Sweden.
What was wrong with the way she said it the first time? I understood what you said the first time.
I know, but she didn't.
If you work around motor oil, I should say.
Motor oil?
Motor oil.
Dong, where is my motor oil? Automobile? The hell was wrong with the way she said it the first time? Let me hear it one more time.
If you work around motor oil.
Motor oil.
Now I hear it.
Why don't you put an extra O in there?
Yeah, well, it sounds like...
Motor oil.
Right.
It's not like she works with people who make fun of them when they misspeak a little bit.
I mean, that's not one you have to correct yourself on, is it?
Well, she felt it necessary.
She almost said it worse the second time, Terry. Come on, go for a third, baby. Just do it till you get it right.
If you work around motor oil, I should say, you may be at risk for developing arthritis. That's according to a study done in Sweden.
That makes a lot of sense. Just changing people's car oil all the time. Oh, my joints! Ah!
You think it would like loosen the joints up and like lubricate them like WD-40?
Yeah, I guess so, but doesn't seem to work out that way.
Researchers there found that men exposed to motor oil or hydraulic oil were 30% more likely to develop rheumatoid arthritis. It's unclear why at this point. Scientists want to further examine the relationship between mineral oils and rheumatoid arthritis.
Well, see, I knew the most interesting part of that story would be her saying motor oil.
Yeah?
Yes. Is she a big woman? I don't know who this anchor is, because maybe it's just her instinct to say moo.
No,
Never
she's
seen
not.
not a big woman.
Not a big woman.
Huh. Big women do have the instinct to go moo. Don't they, Terry?
Do they?
Well, I'm asking.
The big woman here?
Well, no, I'm not saying you're a big woman. I'm just saying, from what you know about big women, do they have a tendency to, like, instinctively want to say moo, and they have to catch themselves sometimes, Terry?
I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Because it sounds like she had almost a mooing type moment there.
If you work around motor oil,
Oh, jeez. What's that now, Stephen?
She always goes top 10 at the movies this weekend.
Okay, thank you.
motor oil, I
Yes.
should say, you may be
Okay, very interesting. What else? What else?
Luckily, we're safe from that disease, I think.
Next time you're changing your oil in your driveway, you'd be thinking about that, okay?
Yes.
That'll happen.
And you don't have Celebrex anymore to take. What else is going on there, Terry? 'Cause they pulled that off the shelves, right? Or they pulled it out of the drug market because it was like killing people or something. I don't know. It was hurting. It was making you weird.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Eva Longoria has been offered by somebody $100,000 to appear at a private bachelor party. However,
To appear at the party? She says to, like, look through a peephole?
No, to appear.
To appear at the bachelor party.
At a private bachelor party.
Because that'd be a reversal of fortune for her, huh? Right. For the first time, she's peering at someone else.
All right, but her boyfriend, Tony Parker, doesn't like it at all.
Does that mean he's not going to let her do it?
Not going to let her do it.
Wow!
No.
Eva Longoria.
Eva Longoria, yeah.
$100,000 to appear at a bachelor party. Now, when you ask and you have Eva Longoria accept your invitation to appear at a bachelor party for $100,000, obviously it's not a notion where you expect her to, like, have sex with some of your friends for $20.
Right.
It's not like your typical stripper/hooker moment. You understand that Eva Longoria is becoming a top-flight celebrity, and you don't expect her to be grinding on The Bachelor, even though you're paying $100,000. Obviously, this is a person who's paying $100,000 just to have her show up. Maybe she shows up in like a bikini, like something she wore, the same outfit she wore to the Video Music Awards. But obviously, I don't think this person who's putting up $100,000 is expecting anything else except maybe a couple of kisses on the cheek and a couple of autographs, and that's that. So why is Tony Parker getting all bent out of shape? First of all, he's not married to her.
Right.
And second of all, Eva Longoria probably is smart enough to realize that she better strike while the iron's hot in her career and take all the big money she can while she can get it. And what if Tony Parker leaves her for some groupie next week? Right. She's got to listen to what he says? $100,000 for like an hour appearance at a bachelor party?
But still, I mean, it puts
I'm
her
doing
at, it puts her at a risk of, granted, you're right. She probably doesn't have to do anything but sign autographs, but there's going to be some stupid, idiot, drunk guy there who may try and grope her a little bit. Hey, baby. I mean, it's...
First of all, these hack strippers show up with 16 bodyguards. You don't think she's going to have a whole fleet?
All right.
That the deal is very clear. This is probably some multimillionaire guy who was offered Eva Longoria $100,000 in cash under the table to, best way to get money, to show up at his bachelor party or a bachelor party he's throwing for a friend. This is probably someone with disposable cash, and he is smart enough, because all multimillionaires are, Terry, to realize that Eva Longoria is just going to show up, wave, blow a couple of kisses, maybe kiss the bachelor on the cheek, wear her bikini for about 10 minutes around the darkened room there, and then her and her 27 bodyguards, they're going to escort her out. And she gets a check for $100,000, so hopefully cash, because the check wouldn't clear. I would advise her to go cash. So, what's the big deal? I mean, if you're Eva Longoria, you have to do it. You have to do it. I don't care if this little Tony Parker has got a problem with that. First of all, Tony Parker should be seeing if he can get $100,000 for himself, because if I remember correctly, during the playoffs last year, the NBA playoffs against the Sonics, he was sitting down a lot during crunch time.
Yeah, in the finals, too.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah, so maybe his career is starting to fade out a little bit. You take $100,000 cash for an hour's work wherever you can get it.
Wow. So bachelor party it is.
Now, the question is, if you're a multimillionaire, let's say, I can't ask Stephen, hopscotch.
Yes.
You're a multimillionaire.
I am, yes.
All right.
You are.
Would you pay $100,000 for Eva Longoria to show up at your bachelor party, knowing that she's not going to grind on anyone? That's certainly not going to happen. It's out of the question. She's not going to, like, have sex in a room. Wouldn't you be better off with the local yokel strippers that are more than willing, if you throw them an extra $100, to go in and just screw the ugly guy?
Correct. I'm not going to hire someone to do that. Just for a picture?
Mm.
I'm going to blow $100,000. It's not for a picture op.
But
They give it to charity or something stupid like that. Huh?
Yeah, but some people may say, wow, that's pretty cool, man. You had Eva Longoria at your bachelor party.
Yeah, but if you wait long enough, she'll show up at a Pizza Hut near you sooner or later, and you can get a picture with her there.
I'm going to hire the Eagles and play rhythm guitar with them.
Oh, jeez.
That's how I'm going to blow my $100,000.
Yes, the Eagles very in. Okay.
But I know other songs because they're easy.
All right, so your answer is no. You're not. But you got to keep in mind, you're a multi-millionaire. Let's say you have about $120 million in the bank there, because I know you're a big bank guy. Okay. Would you're throwing a bachelor party for your friend, and you know that Eva Longoria's price is $100,000, but she just shows up, she says a couple of words that are stupid, she kisses a couple of guys on the cheek, she signs a couple of autographs, and she leaves in about an hour.
Not worth it.
$45 million. You're not doing it?
Not worth it.
Still not worth it.
I think it's just kind of lame.
What do you want her to do
A pasty?
for $100,000?
Yeah, right. What are you saying there, kid?
Well, it wouldn't be, I wouldn't spend that much for Eva, but for Jessica I would.
Oh, jeez, yes.
Oh, of
Jessica
course.
Alba, Terry.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
everyone's
giving.
got the woman in their mind that they'd pay $100,000 for. Is there anyone that you'd pay $100,000 for?
Eddie Vedder?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
In a paid in bikini?
Nice
Eddie
woman.
Vedder in a bikini is worth at least $300,000. Terry.
Got a nice butt.
You are so-
So Pasty, who believes that Jessica Alba is his soulmate, Terry,
Yeah, I
in
know.
order for her to realize that he's her soulmate,
Yes.
they'd have to be in the same company for the first time in their lives.
True.
So Pasty thinks the $100,000 would be well worth it, because as soon as she lays eyes on his horn-rimmed glasses there,
Glasses.
well, who the hell wears glasses anymore these days? Will you answer me that question? Are you the last
people that
person
wear
in the
glasses?
world that
No,
wear
there's
glasses?
a
Under
ton of
30,
people.
he's the
Are
first
you the
person.
last person under 30 that wears glasses?
No, that's
Well-
not true. Plenty of people wear glasses.
I don't know anyone under 30, Terry. I don't know anyone under 40 that's wearing glasses.
Yeah.
That dude's wearing glasses.
Well, I mean, Stephen can say that he tried the LASIK thing and now he's going blind even worse.
Oh,
so, I
geez.
mean,
Well,
what's
But he has
the-
contacts.
Well, yeah, he wears contacts. He takes the time to put in contacts like a normal person. But the only people that wear glasses are people that are wearing window panes that it actually enhances their face for whatever reason. They're wearing fake glasses. Pasty actually wears his glasses to see because he doesn't have the... he doesn't have, I don't know, the patience, or he doesn't think it's worth it to put in contacts. What are you doing?
Makes him
tried
look
the
smarter.
I tried contacts at one point and just they didn't work. I couldn't keep them in my eyes. They weren't.
Couldn't keep them, they just kept popping out.
The smoke kept drying them out. It wouldn't work.
I started reading something. They flew across the room. It was terrible.
It's really distracting. So
Right.
I went to the
Really
glasses.
distracting.
So you're all glasses all the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I still want to do the
right,
LASIK
whatever.
at some point. I just am scared.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yes, nothing weirder than a blind pasty. Okay. There's Jessica Alba movie coming out. This it's called Out of the Blue or Into the Blue?
Into the Blue.
Into the Blue. Well, when it's
Jeez.
into and out of pasty is
No.
Getting all worked up now thinking about this. Okay, so Into the Blue. I saw the trailer, Terry. I saw the coming attractions. Let me tell you this. Jessica Alba sure looks damn good in this movie.
That's what I hear.
Obviously worth $10, the price of admission alone. But I hear on all these little poster dillies or whatever kind of little advertisement still shots they're putting up of Jessica Alba in this movie, they are seriously enhancing, for whatever reason, they have to, I read this, they have to enhance some of the photos of Jessica Alba. Now, why? When you're talking about such a hot-ass woman, Pasty, why do they have to touch up Jessica Alba?
You don't mess with perfection. I really don't understand.
I mean, you're paying $100,000. You would think she wouldn't have to be touched up, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, he's touching her up.
She may come for cocktails at the party, and you never know.
All right.
You never know.
Yeah,
Love is in the air.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you pay $100,000, you get Jessica Alba to your party, you give her a couple of cocktails, and you never know what she may do to you?
Well, that's always in the back of the head, sure.
Now, what if you found out she wasn't interested at all?
Wow.
Would you just stop with this sickness?
Well, at least he paid $100,000 to get on with his life.
That's what I'm wondering. Would he get on with his life?
Would you get on with your life if you had her at your bachelor party and she showed absolutely no interest in your horn rim glasses?
I think a little obsession is important in someone's life, so you gotta kind of pine for somebody.
How about that for a philosophy on life?
Yeah.
A little obsession is a very healthy way to go about your day.
Right.
Obsession for men.
He's still wearing it. That's the problem.
All right. And he still has it.
He switches off with polo. Wow. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Little obsession never hurt anyone. $100,000. Ava Longoria. At your bachelor party, she was really considering it strongly until Tony Parker put the kibosh on it.
Tony Parker said, I don't think so, babes.
Now, it's funny because Tony Parker looks like a little water bug, a little reptile on the court there, Terry.
My God.
He looks like a little
Water bug.
he looks like a little peon, a little Lilliputian when he plays basketball. And then you see him next to Eva Longoria, and it's so weird the way he just towers over her.
Yeah.
It's just so awkward the way I get caught off guard every time I see that.
Well, she's only like, what, 5'1", 5'2"?
Yeah, I mean, the dude looks like the smallest little rodent you've ever seen in the NBA.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see him standing next to Eva Longoria, and he's like a head and shoulders above her.
Yeah.
So when he says no, she must listen.
That's right.
No $100,000 for you. Obviously, she could overrule Terry, but then she risks the relationship, right?
Right, of course. Of course.
Or does she think, no, I have no option to overrule because Tony's word is...
Well, no, I think that she realizes she could, be defiant and say, oh, I'm my own woman there, buddy boy, and I make my own money. However, I think she respects their relationship.
Terry Free, a multimillionaire, offers you $100,000 to show up at a bachelor party in a bikini with your big... with your big lilies there, with your big,
my big
kahungas, yes.
I don't think
But like Eva Longoria, all you have to do is a few waves, a few autographs, a few kisses on the cheek, and you're out with $100,000 in cash. Don't look like you're thinking about it. Do you do it?
Oh, absolutely, I jump on it.
Terry, $100,000, man. We're not talking about a candy bar here.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
And maybe a little unfair to Terry because she may not like her body as much now.
Oh,
right. I am a mother of 5, and I'm married, and so I don't necessarily think
that's what's so funny about this, because even if Eva Longoria shows up, this guy obviously has some obsession with Eva Longoria, and a little obsession in a man is never a bad thing.
Right, we learned that today from Pasty.
Here's the beautiful thing about this. You have Eva Longoria show up in her bikini, and as hot as you may think she is, and she's pretty damn hot when it comes to the women of the world these days, no doubt about it. But you may find a little flaw you didn't realize was there when you were sitting at home drooling over her picture and obsessing about her and watching Desperate Housewives and beating the paddywhacker. You may find when she comes to your house, you may find a stretch mark here or there.
Sure.
You may find a little hairy mole on sneaking out of the bottom of her bikini on her butt cheek that you never saw on TV. You might.
True.
And it may ruin your obsession. Now, what if Jessica Alba came over and you were dying to get an airbrush and touch her up there, Pasty? All right, that's it all.
Yeah, you can't even imagine that.
Yeah, if Jessica Alba took a number 2 at his apartment, he probably still wouldn't care.
Yeah, wasn't Jessica Alba being at your apartment for a good solid hour may need to have a bowel movement of some kind. Now, would you, if she asked you, she says, well, I know I can't make it to the gas station. Can I use your bathroom to pinch a loaf? Would you let her do that or what? Or would that hurt the situation as far as your obsession or no?
Well, it probably would a little bit, but she
No, you'd be like, "Can I join you?
I know. Can I watch?
Cool if I watch.
Put it in a Ziploc.
Can we have dueling duties?"
Oh, yeah.
This is all ridiculous, Terry. Jessica
Would you
Alba.
pay $100,000 for somebody like?
I don't have any major woman that I'm obsessed with right now. It's a damn shame.
Oh,
Except porn stars, and they come a lot cheaper, Terry. You
do they?
don't have to pay $100,000 for them to show up at your bachelor
okay.
party. You can get them for a good solid $2-3 grand.
Really? That's
Oh,
it?
are you kidding?
Wow.
That includes airfare.
Wow. You could have 10 of them then, right?
Oh,
20, 30.
All right, yeah, you're getting closer, Terry. Yes. So I don't see any woman that I'd shell out $100,000 for.
Now, would you let the wife come in a bikini
Oh, jeez.
to someone's party?
What's that question now?
Would you let the wife show up at a bachelor party for $100,000 in a bikini?
Wow, this is a put T-Man on the spot kind of question.
Let's
time for
get
a break.
personal.
Oh, it is. So you're telling me Angela gets offered $100,000 to show up at someone's bachelor party in a bikini, and the same things are in play here. All she has to do is show up, a couple of waves, a couple of kisses on the cheek, a
Right.
couple of autographs, and the fleet of bodyguards?
Correct.
Because actually nothing bothers me more than when these hack strippers, some not so hack like Terry,
Right.
show up at bachelor parties with bodyguards there. Mm-hmm. I mean, what? How am I going to rape them now? Oh, well, I mean, what are they thinking? They have to show up with it. It always bugs me that they show up with a body like this big dude. It just ruins the moment. It ruins
buzzkill.
the whole buzz, you know? But are you telling me she gets to show up with a fleet of bodyguards?
A couple.
Then you got to take your $100,000. You take your $100,000 cash in an hour's work, whenever you can get
So
it.
you're pimping out
Cash.
your wife now? Go ahead, honey. Take it.
Absolutely.
Finally a pimp.
Let me tell you some of her credentials, Terry. She was on the cover of 2 Seagal calendars in 4 years.
I know. I've seen that.
I'm not taking anything less than $200,000.
Wow.
The price has gone up.
All right, $50,000.
Okay,
My final offer.
$100 in a sack lunch.
All right. I actually, yes. I mean, I have a hard time turning down $100,000 cash. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. For an hour's work,
Wow.
man.
Bikini?
Bikini? She goes to the beach in the bikini all the time. Las Vegas pool, she's walking around in a bikini.
Well, I'm confident she's wore one before, but it's a private room with a bunch of guys staring at her.
Right.
A bunch of jackasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are a bunch of jackasses, but
Drunk
same jackasses at the Vegas pool. So, there.
Well, the 9th caller gets her this week.
Yeah.
She's got $100,000 cash, yeah.
The T-Man.
Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead. Let me hear that
Hey, who wants to go to the Global Import and Domestic Car?
I want to buy a new spoiler.
$93,000.
Jeez. Okay, well, obviously that is come and gone.
Oh,
Although the pictures still remain, Terry.
True.
I was in the market for a Hummer with a hot tub.
I saw some of the exclusive pictures of the Global Import and Domestic Car Show. Some of these car models look like they're having a good old time, baby.
baby.
Yes. You can only imagine how much the car models are going to love the haunted house. Terry, everyone loves the haunted house.
I know this.
Everyone goes to the haunted house.
Very true.
You gotta go to the haunted house. It's the only one in town. Or if it isn't, it's the only one that is of this kind of caliber.
Right.
Worthy.
So right now, we have 4 passes.
Oh, I'm scared already.
Oh, just. But it not only allows you to go free of charge to the haunted house, Terry, with you and 3 of your friends, but it allows you to qualify for a trip to Los Angeles, to the biggest haunted house of all time. What is that? Is that Disneyland? What is that?
Yes.
What are you telling me there? Winnie the Pooh knows. He's speaking up. What's that?
It's Disneyland to go see the Twilight Tower of Terror.
Now, why are you sitting like that? Are you just scared because of this music and all this talk, or what's the
freezing
deal?
in
Oh, you're
here.
cold in the studio.
What is it like?
He's got his. You know how girls take their hands out of their sleeves, Terry, and they put it inside their shirt?
Yes.
You know, girls do that, Terry?
Yes, they do.
You know, they pull their arms they pull them in from the sleeves,
Right.
and they just stick them inside their shirt, and they just sit there like mental patients?
Yes.
That's how Winnie the Pooh is sitting right now.
I think people do that if they're cold. They're
No,
freezing.
not men.
Not grown men.
Well, you're only 140 pounds, so you're not really grown. I mean, I don't want to think
A lot
you're
of fat on his body.
I don't want to think you're full grown,
Not
are
at
you? Okay.
No.
You realize you're sitting in a very girly-like fashion for
it
a
is
guy who
freezing.
considers himself the man of men, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, you may not want to do that at the club. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
I want to offer him a jacket, but it's really gay.
Do you need a little jacket to read the poop? Should we get you a sweater?
No, I'll be fine. I'm gonna go get hot chocolate.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He's gonna go get some hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm. You had a good weekend there?
It was an
geez.
eventful weekend.
Wow!
Whoa.
I like eventful. Eventful's good.
Jeez.
It's gonna be good, yeah.
You want to give us a little more information, or no? Is that where you want to end it? If you want to end it right there, as you sit there, shivering away, with his arms inside of his shirt, Terry, looking like a human gumball machine, you can do that.
I hope it's the tub full of JoJo's.
Oh, no, not quite. That was on my list, though. I was helping a friend this...
Right, just leave it right there. I don't want to hear anymore.
Never mind.
It's kind of gay.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Was it a male friend?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
I told you to leave right there. That means don't answer any more questions.
I apologize.
Did you and him both sit around with your arms inside your shirts?
No, we
I said not to answer any more questions. You had coats? I haven't worn a coat yet this year, or at least this since what, March, February?
Right.
You had coats?
It was chilly.
Yo, it's cold outside.
We gotta get you in the gym, dude.
Okay.
Or maybe his skinny frame is working for him, Terry.
Well.
You know, he's got that...
Good.
He's got that face thing happening. Mm-hmm. You know, when your face is like kind of good looking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess the body doesn't need to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But a little bit of muscle mass wouldn't, hurt.
Wow. It might look weird on me.
No.
Do you think maybe like if you worked out and got like all buff and stuff, it would take away? It would all of a sudden take the focus away from your face, and you love your face? You in love with your face? What's the deal with your face?
I think I would look misshaped and.
So you see yourself working at your best with a skinny kind of frame.
Skinny guy.
Because if you're short and you're built like a fire hydrant, that is kind of stupid.
Right.
It's like overcompensation.
Well, he's not really. You're 5'8"?
Yeah.
That's kind of short, yeah. And you don't want to, if you fill out too much, your face may puff up a little bit, and your face is working well right now. You got a good face. You like the face, right? You got a good face?
The face is doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a completely chiseled face and this small.
Who knows? Maybe when you develop, your face will completely change.
Wow. He doesn't want to mess with what's working for him right now, because I even noticed, Terry, a lot of women come down here when he's at the front desk. They come down to see if the prize that they won actually exists, and they ask for it at the front desk, and they walk away saying like comments about Winnie the Pooh that they think he's a good-looking guy.
He's an attractive fella.
I mean, if I ever got those comments, I wouldn't mess with what's going on.
Oh, there you go.
Stay skinny, man. Just stick with a couple of JoJo's a week, and there's your nourishment.
That's the key, a couple, huh?
Yeah, Stephen, just one or two.
If I was thin for just one day.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
What would you do?
Gosh,
Go to every drive-thru in the city.
what would we do?
Speaking of which, today is the what? What's today's date?
The 26th?
Not that this matters, of course.
Yes.
But it was about a year ago, and now there's a month left, Terry. We are a month away from the target date that Gay Phone Operator was supposed to get down to $225 for $15,000 in cash that I offered him, Terry.
Yes.
Just so he knows. Just so he knows we're at the 1 month checkpoint. In case he gets inspired to lose, what does he have to lose now? About 400 pounds in the next
Something
month?
like
Right
that.
around there.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think he's right now, as we speak, I would guess around 380. I think that's a fair guess.
Okay.
He's supposed to be down to 225. That was my initial offering. My initial offering. Well, he had a year to do it, Stephen.
Well, I know,
as
but
you remember.
It's funny now, though.
It is very funny.
My initial offer to him was $15,000. Then I upped it when I realized that 2 months had passed and no progress was made whatsoever. I offered $30,000.
You did.
$30,000 is no small chunk of change, no matter how you slice it. I don't care where you are in the world, and especially to him, that's like his life savings times $30,000.
Sure.
All right. Or plus $30,000. Anyhow, he obviously is now a month away and no closer to it than ever.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sad in itself,
It
Terry.
is. It is.
I mean, how many times do you get offered $30,000 to lose what was at the time a little over 100 pounds?
Not often.
Put your arms back out. Can you take them out there?
Right.
Where, no,
You'll get used to the cold, believe me.
There you go.
Now he's all...
He's got his arms all folded.
Here, is this more macho?
He's all hunched over. Now you just look like you have bad scoliosis.
Skinny people are funny. They get cold.
You never have to worry about it.
Imagine being cold. Oh, burn. Oh, boy. Whoa, somebody turn up the heat. Oh, jeez.
Don't even have a furnace in your house, probably.
Oh, jeez.
Poor Megan sits there and freezes, and then I was like, what's the problem, honey?
Okay. Yes. You look normalish now.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Anyone there?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
What?
What's up?
What's up?
What can we do for you, sir?
Huh?
What can we do for you?
Kind of hard to hear you, but yeah, we're trying to get some of them tickets and qualify to go to California.
Well, he's got it all down. You want to go to the haunted house, sir, is that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, geez, you have 3 friends that will join you in being scared and being shaken from pillar to post in that never-ending haunted house that sits there in the South Center parking lot. Is that where it sits?
Not sure.
Oh, geez. Is that what you're looking for, sir?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Get scared to have someone pee on themselves.
Oh, jeez. That's what everyone's looking for, I'm sure, Terry.
Okay.
That's what we like to advertise as far as getting people to show up at the haunted house. There's urine to go around. Sir, you may want to relieve your kitties before you get in there, but you are the first caller, and you have won the 4 passes.
Woohoo!
All right? Yes, that's more than enough excitement. Congratulations.
Okay. What else I win?
You won 4 passes to the haunted house, sir.
Oh, that's it?
All right, well, then now you've won nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Jeez.
You're on the air.
He
Who's
even told
this?
you what he was going to win.
He had it down, too. You're on the air.
Well, it's over for him now.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Did I win?
Yes, just your luck. You were there right in time.
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes.
Did I win the tickets?
Wait a minute. How many
Somebody
people
else?
are on the phone?
All right, play the music again, because we're in a Twilight Zone here.
Hello?
Were you the same person we just told a second ago that you won tickets, and you said
No.
yes and got all excited?
No.
Then who was that person?
I don't know who that was, but I've been trying to call all this morning. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning just
Wait a
to
minute.
listen for the kickoff.
I just told someone that just sounded exactly like you that you won, and you went, yes!
Oh, that was me then. Just kidding.
All right, just hang on the line, please.
'Tis the season.
And you know what?
What?
Freaks.
Listeners are getting weirder and weirder, Terry. And these are the people you're going to be standing in front of and behind in the haunted house. So if the people that jump out and scare you at the haunted house aren't scary enough for you, oh, believe me, there are plenty of scares to go around in the Cube 93 haunted house.
Strike up a conversation.
Woman has a split personality. Yes! Hello? Did I win too? She's going to use the 4 passes on herself, Terry.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bizarre.
Yes, a little bizarre, don't you know?
Listen here, me. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
The T-Man.
A Campfire Girl from Everett is this year's top seller in the nation of campfire candy.
Oh, geez.
Shimei Campbell sold more than 2,600 boxes
Wow.
and raised more than $13,000.
Man, the whole nation, Terry. Campfire Girls, is that like Girl Scouts? Is that the same thing? What's the difference
Pretty
there?
much the same thing.
Well, why they have different names then? Why aren't we all agreeing on Girl Scouts?
I
No, we're not Girl Scouts.
They got a bunch of 'em.
Campfire Girls. Girl Scouts are lame. Why? Why?
I don't know.
It doesn't.
Sit around a campfire and talk. It sounds funner to me than being a scout.
I don't
You don't have to camp or anything. You just sit there and by a fire.
After all these years, girls started asking, okay, what am I exactly scouting about? That's pretty impressive, though. Number 1 in the nation of selling
Yeah,
candy.
congratulations.
Man, what's your
That's
secret?
Everett.
How did she do it? What was her reason for being able to outsell every freaking girl in the country, Terry?
I don't know.
She have a cousin named Gay Phone Operator?
Wow, possibly.
Fortunately for her, always wanted to be a campfire girl and appreciates a nice piece of candy.
That's true.
But he wouldn't buy them. That's the
Oh,
problem.
that's a good point. That's right. Funds are low. That can't be it.
Never stopped him before.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You save for the good things.
I wonder, she sold more than any other girl in the country. How did she do it? Steven, your thoughts?
Well, she's got quite the sales ability.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the future ahead of her.
Mm-hmm. Yes. She just buy them herself and just down all those Nut clusters or what?
That's a lot of
wealthy
that's a lot
parents.
of-
Yeah.
Those not so thin mints or what?
I don't know. Must have.
Huh.
A lot of connections. Did a lot of networking.
I don't think I've ever heard of a campfire girl.
No?
Heard
Just
of
the
Girl Scouts, Terry.
yeah.
Yes, I'm very, very big on the Girl Scouts there. But
Have a lot of cookies when the Girl Scouts come out with
Terry, I have boxes from years ago sitting in the closet there, and every year I buy more because it's the right thing to do.
Sure.
But there are some I buy that I don't know why I bought them, and they're still sitting there. You can't throw them out.
No.
You could freeze them.
All right, Steven, I don't need to hear your tips here. I don't need your little...
At least they'll last longer.
I don't need your little tricks of the trade.
It always kills me when he comes up with these little things.
Go to Steven's house. There's a freezer full of Girl Scout cookies.
Rows and rows of Thin Mints.
I mean, this is not nearly as impressive as if this girl was the #1 seller of cookies in the entire Girl Scouts, because I would imagine Girl Scouts dominate the number of campfire girls, let's be honest. I don't think there's any need to debate that, right, wrong, huh? Okay, let's move on.
Her parents probably did like Terry does and badger people at work to buy for their kids.
Wow, is that what Terry does?
That's right. I just sign everybody up and just collect the money.
Next thing you know, you're signed up.
Makes you feel guilty if you're not buying Girl Scout cookies from her.
Doesn't give you a chance to feel guilty. You're signed up whether you like it or not.
That's right. I'm just here to collect the money that that you ordered all the cookie dough.
So behind every successful Girl Scout seller and campfire seller girl is a mom who's just obnoxious.
Yes.
Well, then that's not a great title to have, then, I would think.
Well, hey. It's pretty impressive still, nonetheless.
A campfire girl from Everett is this year's top seller in the nation.
Oh, Everett, she's probably really chubby.
Campfire candy. Shemay Campbell sold more than 2,600 boxes and raised more than $13,000.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
There you go. Very excited.
Yeah.
It's nice to know she's right here in our state.
Yes, it is.
What else is going on in the world, please?
Well, in Ontario, California.
California.
In California.
There's an Ontario, California.
There is an
Really?
Ontario, California.
All right. All right. Good to know.
Hey, 14-year-old girl
In case I ever have a layover, Terry, and they say, welcome to Ontario, I don't get freaked out that I'm in Canada.
Right. You are in California.
I'm sure they have an airport.
I'm sure they do.
Go ahead.
A 14-year-old girl there got expelled from her Christian school because her parents are lesbian.
Those strict Christian schools in Ontario, California, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pissed off that everyone thinks every time they tell people where they're from Canada, that they have very strict Christian schools and they throw you out if you have parents who are lesbians.
Apparently they do, and they can do that because, of course, the school is private.
Mm-hmm.
So-
You can throw anyone out of a private school for any reason. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Mm.
Well, if
Well,
you
this
don't
is-
follow the guidelines.
This is obviously a good reason, though.
Right.
This is not just some fly-by-night raisin.
Anyway.
They discovered this girl has two parents, both women.
Correct.
Ooh, wow, both of them.
And both named Dave, coincidentally enough.
Actually, the superintendent sent a letter to her family saying that, quote, your family does not meet the policies of admission.
So here we are in 2005, and this is causing some outrage in the communities of America, where people are just sitting back and accepting the offers from any campfire girl that comes to their door. You would think we'd be past the moment where we couldn't look the other way at a two-parent home of vagina, Terry.
Mm-hmm. Now, her parents have been together for 22 years, and they have two other daughters, ages 9 and 19.
How long did this girl get schooling from the Ontario private school before they found out the situation of the lesbian parents there, Terry?
It doesn't give
K
me...
through 9?
I don't know.
Oh.
It doesn't give me exact time that she's been at that school. But the only reason they found out that her parents were lesbians was this young girl got... in trouble, and so the superintendent had to have a sit down with her parents. And when they came to the meeting, it was two women.
When Sheila and Josie came in, the principal went, wait a minute. Let me look at our bylaws. You're out!
It's funny, in a private school, they hadn't met the parents before then, though.
Well, who knows how long? They might have only been there a couple of months, Stephen.
It could be, I guess.
But the debate will now swirl as to whether this is appropriate behavior for 2005. But, hey, every little city has its own little feel to it, doesn't it, Terry?
Sure.
And I don't want to stumble into Ontario, California without knowing where I am.
It's very interesting, though.
Unfortunately, I haven't been a lesbian for some time, so I feel safe. So you got a problem with this, Terry? That's why you're bringing it up?
I do, because, again, didn't we just have I think it was like last week or the week before, we had a little stat talking about children do better almost in same-sex homes as they do.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, I just...
whatever. It's a nice, it's a nice whatever
Don't
moment
care.
as far as... I'm not going to... Come on.
All right. Don't want to debate it.
Well...
I just...
Steven, you got a problem with this?
Well, if it's in their bylaws, it says you have to have one man and one woman as your parents.
Not in their bylaws.
Well,
actually it is.
Oh, it is in their bylaws?
Yes, and it's a private school. And so,
all right, whatever.
So it is.
It's a nice whatever moment for me, I'm sure.
You have bisexual laws?
Mm-hmm. Whatever. Terry, what else is going on, please?
In Scottsdale, Arizona, the police there raided a family-run prostitution ring.
Now that's a problem.
Family run. Right.
Yeah, where they had an on-site daycare
There are too many of these prostitution rings being just ripped apart at the seams, Terry. Where am I going to go to get a nice afternoon's fun?
Well, you can't go to Touch of Class anymore.
And think, Terry, the title says it all. Family-run prostitution ring. Obviously, there's a nice mom-and-pop shop that keeps shutting these joints down.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, too...
They found out the family was run by two women?
No, that it had an on-site daycare center for the hookers' children.
Wow.
You know, when they went to work, they brought their little kitties.
Love a good hooker with a trail of kids behind her wherever she goes, Terry. That's what turns me on. Mm-hmm.
Touch of Class has been in business until now, since 1999. And they have made...
So they provided a daycare for the hookers that work there on a daily basis.
Yes.
You could drop your kids off and then screw every John that came in from 9 to 5.
I guess so, yeah.
That is a quality, a business, a move.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this. What about the clientele, Terry, that come with their little kids? You know, little Tommy, who's only 2.5 years old, Terry, comes in with his dad. Mom's away at work. He's a stay-at-home dad. And he wants a little 3 p.m. fun. Is he allowed to drop little Tommy off in the daycare while he gets 45 minutes with his hooker or no?
It doesn't say anything like that.
That would be such a great move.
Yeah, health clubs offer it.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yes. Doesn't say anything about that.
No.
What prostitution ring is going to step up and offer that? That's what we're waiting on. Not that we have any interest.
Right.
But just speaking in general.
Every quote-unquote John walks in, the kids are going, is that my daddy? Is that my daddy?
So why was it shut down, Terry? What's the problem here?
Well, originally...
Is it a tad illegal or not?
You think?
The daycare wasn't up to code, so they had to shut it down.
So they shut down the prostitution ring, but this private school is flourishing. It's never been better. It's bringing in money hand over fist for the founder and president and CEO and COO of the private school. Mm-hmm. All right. There you go. Here we are. Nice to see you. What else? What else going on there, please?
Well, and how about... This is kind of a funny story.
What is?
In Salt Lake City, Utah, a little road rage incident between a man and a woman. And what happened was this man was cut off by this lady and got all pissed off, pulled up to a light, pulled up next to her, and decided to flip her off because he's all pissed off. She responded by blowing off his middle finger with her .357 Magnum.
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Lucky he didn't pull out his wiener.
She would have shot that off, too, I'm sure.
She's a good shot, Terry.
That's what I do when I get pissed.
You ever get the middle wiener, Terry?
Yes. Yeah, I get the middle wiener.
Well, obviously no one's been very pissed at you lately. So she shot off his middle finger.
Yeah.
Bam, right there.
Yeah, as he's flipping her off. She's like, oh, okay, you want to flip me off?
You can't even flip off a good woman anymore these days. You got to worry about your limbs, your body, mind, and soul, apparently.
I would say so.
You see the gun come out, you might want to take off.
Well, I stopped flipping off dudes about 3 years ago because you never know if they're packing. Now I got to worry about women?
Yes.
I can't give women the bird anymore?
Can't.
Got to find a whole new means of transportation. It's no fun anymore.
Especially merging onto 520 from Mercer.
You
flip someone off every time.
And you're telling me there's a chance that women have like 357 Magnums in their glove compartment ready to use?
Well, she did, yeah.
And what's her deal now? She's going to be obviously dealt with and thrown in a stockade, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be shooting off guys' middle finger. It's a valuable digit, Terry.
Is it?
Was it his right or his left?
Doesn't give me the specific finger.
And was he a righty or a lefty?
Oh, wow.
Well, I could use her on Halo.
You ever got taken care of with a prosthetic finger, Terry?
Never. You?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well.
It's more the woman's interest, I would think.
I
Terry.
understand that, but I mean, you know.
Or a good morning.
Well, sometimes I hear
I'm
that,
asking
some
you, Terry.
men like a little kink. You know,
a little kink? Are you thinking I like a little kink?
Well, I don't
You've known me
know.
for so many years, and you're wondering if I like a good finger every once in a while?
I don't know if you guys have tried that in foreplay. You know, you trade on and off.
That's a little more foreplay.
You know, I mean, I don't know what goes on in here.
Just mere foreplay for Terry.
Okay, right. First, getting to know you.
Terry likes to take JD. Here's a little foreplay for you, honey.
Wow, what happened to kisses?
So the answer is no, you've never been on the receiving end of the prosthetic finger.
No. I don't know many women who have.
Because
I mean, it sounds like you do.
I'm worried about this guy, but now all of a sudden I'm thinking when he gets because I would imagine he'll get some kind of replacement for that finger that was blown off that you talk about. Maybe it will improve his social life.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, hey, Katie, you got to try this guy. He's got one of those homemade or those store-bought or whatever you call prosthetic fingers. It did such things for me. Never know, Terry.
Guess not.
Don't knock until you try it.
Right.
Katie will be excited.
Yeah, okay. Katie's like, give me the number.
Mm-hmm. And you know, when it starts smelling, you can store it in the dishwasher.
Oh, man.
It's part of the benefits of the prosthetic finger.
I
Oh, is that right?
so.
You don't just sit there scrubbing it all day. Just stick it next to the spoons.
Right.
And you come back in an hour.
Man.
It's all dry, smelling fresh.
Oh, jeez.
Might want to run it on cold water.
I wonder if any person out there in our listening audience has a prosthetic. Would that be the terminology? A prosthetic finger in replace for what was their natural middle finger?
Yeah.
And if, now this would be a long shot, and if with that prosthetic finger they found that their social life did not take any kind of decline, in fact, it did the opposite, it made them a much more popular guy, call now. 1-866-663-T-Man. That's quite the story. May I see the story if you don't mind there, Terry?
Sure. Hold on, let me get it. There you go.
This happened in Salt Lake City. Did you mention that, Terry?
Yes, I did.
Women in Salt Lake City obviously filled with rage. 25-year-old man whose name hasn't been released got his middle finger blown off after a woman who it was believed was, in fact, driving aggressively, Terry.
Mm-hmm. Told you, a little road rage incident. She cut him off.
And the witness reports were that she did cut him off.
Mm-hmm.
He gave her the finger. She pulls out a .357 caliber revolver. Shot multiple times, actually. Missed with a few. But one of her shots, so not as good as a shot as I thought, Terry. One of her shots hit the middle finger that was sticking up and blasted it off. Blasted it right off there, Terry.
Damn.
He went to the hospital and now has a finger that can easily be put in the dishwasher for its cleaning purposes. A valuable little asset for any middle finger.
Yeah.
Unless they get spots on it, I hate that. You gotta get the spot remover.
Right. Well, that's why you get a Dawn.
Okay.
Not Dawn. What do you get? What's
Cascade.
Cascade.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, we all do dishes a lot. Well, she was probably mad that her husband has 6 other wives and having a bad day.
Wow.
Okay, we have a person on the line with a prosthetic finger who
Come on.
is the most popular person in the world. Yes, you're on the air. Or maybe not.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, T-Man?
Pretty good, sir. What can we do for you?
Hey, I was calling because you guys talk about prosthetic fingers, and it was funny that you guys brought that up because I used to date a chick who had a prosthetic leg.
Wow. That's got to be pretty fascinating for you for foreplay, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about it too much. But the funny thing is I didn't know until, we got back to the house. I actually met her at the club, and I didn't know. She was from Canada, and she didn't say anything, So
Yeah, she was a hell of a dancer. Nothing caught you off guard, right?
Nothing. No limp, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't bobbling around or anything.
Jeez.
Bobbling around. That's nice.
Right.
But, I mean, it was cool. It was unnoticeable. And then finally we get to the house, we started messing around and stuff and went for the foreplay. And by that time, it was a heated moment. I couldn't back out then. I just was like, well,
Right, at the point of no return. I understand, sir.
Exactly. No point of no return.
Yes.
But, hey, and then it was funny. Once we started getting to it,
Oh, just.
Whoa, we had a good time, it sounds like.
I can't. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. I had.
She's not going to complain twice, Terry.
But she unstrapped it from her waist, and then just pulled the leg off like it was. It was like it was nothing.
Unstrapped it from her waist.
He is dying, man.
Taking off your belt? Nope, full leg.
You know, like, I had a show with love. You know, and you know, honestly, that was some good stuff right there.
All right, good to know.
Didn't have a leg in the
If
way,
ever I'm with a woman who starts unstrapping her leg, Terry, I won't stop the proceedings.
Yeah.
I'll say I already got a full report that this is going to be quite the experience.
Yeah. You got any more liquor in this house? I'm going to need it.
The T-Man.
She's a mother, movie star, Goodwill ambassador, and now is gorgeous Angelina Jolie adding fashion model to her resume.
Oh.
That's a picture-perfect yes.
Oh, geez.
The lovely Ms. Jolie had signed on to be the new face of the luxury clothing line, St. John.
Wow.
But that's not all.
Wait a minute.
She'll also work with the company to support their children's charity.
Wait a minute. Isn't St. John's like an older woman's clothing line, Terry? I remember buying my mom something from St. John's a little while ago. She's like 66, Terry.
Yeah, I believe it is.
St. John's is nice clothes.
Yes,
it's expensive.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Believe me, it's too expensive. It's ridiculously expensive, but it's like for women 50 and older, or 45 and older.
Yeah, it
What
is.
is Angelina Jolie doing as the spokesperson and the model for their clothes?
Well, maybe she's kind of trying to downplay since she is a mom now.
Still.
The sexiness of her. You know, maybe she's trying to cover it up a little.
I think it's the wrong fit. I think St. John's is trying to find a new clientele, but it's
That
too
could be
late.
it, too.
They've already established that they're an older woman's clothing line.
Yeah.
You want a spokesperson that makes sense? Get Martha Stewart. Minnie Pearl.
Minnie Pearl.
Howdy!
Jeez.
Come on, everyone loves Minnie Pearl,
Oh,
Terry.
she is a
Oh,
hoot.
yeah.
3 people know who she is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny, no idea.
Oh, jeez. Winnie the Pooh. Come on, beats the Paddywhack and Minnie Pearl every night. Winnie the Pooh, you know who Minnie Pearl is?
No.
Oh, jeez. You know who Martha Stewart is?
Oh, yeah. of course.
Okay, pretty hot, huh?
Actually,
Right.
for an older woman, yeah.
Now, that's who wears St. John's clothes.
Sure.
Women like Martha Stewart. Angelina Jolie's going to be their model?
Well, there you go. Maybe they are trying to
They
tap
got,
into
they got a little section in the department stores, and even the women that work there are like 75 and older. Oh, no, man. I think you got to know who your clients are.
Yeah. People like to change, though, a little bit, get a little bit more, you know.
Next, you're going to tell me that Stephen Kilbrett's the model for Kenneth Cole.
Wow, wouldn't that be something?
Doesn't make any sense, does it, Terry?
No, it doesn't, but hey,
Wearing a Kenneth Cole shirt today.
come on.
With the cowboy boots and cowboy hat?
No, I don't have the boots and hat.
Mm-hmm. But you're not going to be
Today's
asked to be
Kenneth Cole
the,
day.
you're not going to be asked to be the model anytime soon.
No.
Because they know their clients, and they know it's not you. Whatever.
Don't go past the
I got more important things to worry about, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
One of which, by the way, I think I mentioned this the other day, and we have to give this trip away over the next couple of days. We have, like, the next couple of days. Have I mentioned that, Terry? The next couple of days.
The next couple of days,
to
we
give
have
away
something.
a trip to Las Vegas. Now, the beauty of this trip was that I was able to reward Pasty Day for his fine service over there behind the glass, Terry.
Woohoo!
Yes. Not only do a couple of listeners get to go to Las Vegas to the Venetian, not some little rinky-dink hotel last I checked, Terry.
Right.
The Venetian, one of the finest hotels on the Las Vegas Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do a couple of listeners get to go, but they asked one of our show members to go to check out the new Blue Man Group show that the Venetian was able to sign a contract for.
Nice.
The Blue Man Group, they've been stuck at the Luxor for about 10 years. And they were the only reason to really stay. Well, I mean, the Luxor's decent, but I mean, the Blue Man Group was a big enough show that they were bigger than the Luxor is as a hotel. Let's be honest here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The Venetian, as soon as the Blue Man Group's 50-year contract ended, pounced on the opportunity to sign the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
All right? People who go to the Blue Man Group show, I've never been, but people who go seem to like it.
Okay.
All right? So the Venetian signed them. They're now at a major Las Vegas hotel as opposed to a major minor Las Vegas hotel, and the Venetian couldn't be happier, and they're giving away free trips.
Wow.
A couple more years,
nice.
they'd have been the Blue Hair Group.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Now, that would be quite the show. All dressed in St. John's?
Right.
Yes. Pasty was my choice, Terry.
Nice.
Pasty gets to go to Las Vegas because, let's be honest, he desperately needs it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
He does.
He gets to bring a guest.
A guest.
Wow.
Now, I told him,
Hey.
I told Pasty, this is a great opportunity for you to just solicit listener pictures. And the hottest female picture gets to go with you. But he doesn't like that idea, Terry.
Really?
He's not into that idea.
That's not.
It's a shock.
That's what every radio person would be thinking instinctively, Terry.
Right.
All right, this is my opportunity. I got a freight trip. I have no woman in my life. Let me solicit pictures from the listening audience, and the hottest listener and the hottest letter that's accompanied with that picture of the listener is the winner.
Okay.
And she gets to go with me to a weekend. And that's one of the beauties of this trip, Terry. A lot of times you get a free trip to Vegas, but it's like on a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
Right, this is an actual weekend,
You fly
right? back
on Thursday. This one, you're flying out on a Friday, or is it Friday, Pasty?
Yeah, we take it off on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
No seminar to sit through or anything.
Oh,
No,
nice.
you have to go to the Blue Man Group show. If that's a problem with you, then maybe that's
free
like your
show.
seminar. But I think people like the Blue Man
Absolutely.
Group.
Love it.
That's why the Venetian pounced on them as soon as they became available, and now they're the property of the Venetian Hotel. Mm-hmm. And the show is just starting up this month, and they want people to be aware of it. So, Pasty Dave, no better way to spread the word. And he gets to bring a friend, and who does he ask? Who does he ask, Terry? He asks Kilbreath to go.
Really?
Howdy!
Right.
And Kilbreath turns him down.
Oh,
Wow.
Steven.
Well, Steven's got a pregnant wife. He's got pumpkin patch commitments. He's got a lot of things going on in his world.
Wow.
He's got a nice couch that he enjoys.
Yeah, that's probably true, too.
But instead of focusing...
Can't get a non-smoking room.
Instead of focusing on Pasty's side of the trip, let's now focus on who we're going to give away this trip to in the listening audience, Terry.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to drag this out. Like, between now and, let's say, what's today? Monday? Like,
Yes.
between now and Tuesday.
You mean tomorrow,
Between
Tuesday,
now
or-
and tomorrow, Wednesday at the latest.
Oh, wow.
We're going to know who this trip goes to. And you don't go the same weekend as Pasty Dave. I know you're really kicking yourself over that one.
Wow.
You get to go on a different weekend.
Wow. Still fun.
You get to go and stay at the Venetian. You get a free flight. You get free hotel. And you get a free opportunity to see the Blue Man Group
Very cool.
in the Venetians. A Blue Man Group, newly built auditorium. I don't know if they built anything, Terry. But
It's all blue.
yes, it's quite the excursion. It's a free trip to Vegas.
Sure.
And the question is, how do we give away a trip to Vegas to see the Blue Man Group in the Venetian, Terry? Obviously, Vegas has been known as a long time as Sin City, Terry. Mm-hmm. I say just very simply, the person who committed the most devious sin over the weekend
Ooh.
and wants to call and tell us about it. The most deceitful sin. Instead of having a big jump-through hoop kind of moment here, Terry,
Sure.
tell us what you did.
Come down and show us.
And then, I was going to wait for them to tell us what they did. And then,
Easy, big fella.
Sorry.
I mean, you have to prove it, Terry.
Sure. Gotta prove it.
Hey, this is Craig.
Because anyone can call it some made-up hack story.
Yeah, but the key is you have to be able to prove it.
Well, let's just put it this way, Terry. Somebody did something really bad this weekend.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of people did a lot of bad things, but somebody did something really bad.
The worst
Really
ever.
bad.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, geez, stupid. And you can be rewarded, as you should be, for your deceitful sin that your husband doesn't know about.
Or your wife
Well.
doesn't know about.
Yeah, I guess. If you say so, Terry.
Bummer for the people who were sitting around saying, should I sin or not? And then they didn't, and now they wish they did.
That's right.
Well.
They could have their ass in the Venetian on their fine sheets, Terry. Mm-hmm. These aren't some Luxor sheets. These are Venetian sheets, Terry.
They are.
Now, just for the record, should Pasty not accept pictures from hot women to go with him? I mean, I'm just curious, just so they know.
Well, Pasty has already given in the name of the person that he's elected to go with him, and he's taking a buddy.
Wow. Oh, there you go.
But you can still send the hot pictures, right?
Why not?
What's the point?
Just email Scott through the website if you want to go with Dave.
And interestingly enough, Terry, the buddy that Pasty chose is a female.
Oh, wow.
However, this has been a female that he's known for years. This is the female that he brought to my wedding a few years ago, Terry. This is the female that he was supposed to bring to Hot Shots' wedding. This is the female that is like a standby date whenever he needs to go to a formal event.
Right.
But at Hot Shots' wedding, an hour before the wedding, she calls him up and says, "I'm not going."
Oh, that's right.
And Pasty was sitting there alone.
Oh.
And now she's rewarded.
And now she gets rewarded?
Yeah.
She gets to go see the Blue Man Group.
How does that all work out, Pastela? You're supposed to punish these girls. You're supposed to make them pay.
But she's a buddy, right?
The wedding thing, she's a friend of mine. The wedding thing wasn't a big deal, and
she's a comfortable. You see, I think it's better you go with a dude. At least you go to strip clubs, and you can like try to hook up. Two guys, each keeping each other's weird secrets.
It was surprising to me how difficult it was for me to give it away to a friend, because I tried about 4 different guy friends beforehand, and everyone was.
They didn't feel comfortable with it, Pasty.
I'm not quite sure about you yet, Pasty.
we don't get separate rooms. So this girl wants to go.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be fun for you.
I think so. We're gonna have a good time.
You've never had sex with her. You've never had sex with anyone. Okay.
She's gonna stiff you.
What if she calls you an hour before the flight saying, I can't go. Something came up.
Then he'll reward her with a trip to Paris.
Then I guess it's Vinny the Pooh.
Then I guess I'm going by myself.
Did he ever ask Vinny the Pooh to go?
I did not ask Vinny to go.
Would you have gone Vinny the Pooh with Pacey Dave to Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, those two together. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa, what?
That would have been interesting.
What are they going to do?
The smallest cranium and the largest cranium in the history of the world.
Clashing together.
Oh, jeez.
Out on the strip.
All right. Who committed just a terrible, vile, and wrong sin over the weekend?
And you're still saying they have to prove it, right?
Well, Terry, would you ease up on that?
Well,
let them tell us first. Don't get them all scared.
Oh,
man, you guys don't know how to work it. Let these women call up, thinking this is our people call up, thinking this is gonna be easy, and then you take them step by step.
Really
Lord,
anxious.
Gosh. All right, let's go to the phone. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
How are you this morning?
How are you, little bad girl?
Yes. I'm always bad.
Who's this?
Gina.
Gina is on the line, Terry. Yes, what can we do for you, Gina? What do you have to tell us? What'd you do this weekend that was so wrong?
I slept with a man one night before my 1-year anniversary.
1-year anniversary of your marriage?
Yeah.
Can't wait till she comes down with the evidence to prove it, Terry. Got a couple of fumes.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how did this happen? Why would you do that on the anniversary of your wedding that's was only a year ago? Why would you do something like that, Gina? And why would you call us and tell us something like that?
Well, he wasn't satisfying me at home, so you have to go out for it, don't you?
Well, why inside of a year of your marriage have you decided that your husband is not able to satisfy you? That seems, you're supposed to at least be at the 2 or 3 year mark to figure that out.
Yeah, I know. I knew I was making a mistake going down the aisle, but hey.
You knew as you were walking down the aisle you were making a mistake, but you talked yourself into the fact that they were butterflies, and now here you are, a cheating, deceitful wife inside of the first year.
I am.
All right, well, give us all the details of what happened with you and this stranger that you met over the weekend.
Well, we just had hot, passionate sex all night.
Oh, yeah? Where?
One of my girlfriend's houses.
Where was your husband?
At home.
Doing what?
I'm sure sleeping.
Thinking to himself, my wife's out cheating and I don't care. Is that possible, that he knew and just really doesn't give a crap? He knows the marriage is in shambles as much as you do?
Oh, he has no idea.
No idea. He thinks everything's hunky-dory.
Huh?
Terry, we gotta be able to do better than this. Trip to Vegas on the line.
Well, yeah. The weekend before even was worse, but that's okay.
The weekend before was worse?
The weekend before, I slept with my girlfriend and her boyfriend, so, hey.
The weekend before that.
And if we don't like that one, the weekend before, I mean, that was off the charts.
Oh, my gosh, it was the worst ever.
Now, of course, anyone could call up making these claims, Gina.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I have friends that were there.
Really? So Gina has an ability to approve the situation, Terry. Gina has witnesses that will come in and testify on her behalf. Gina has some visual aids that she can come in and show us. Gina can come in and reenact the situation with a T-Man Mighty Art player if need be, Terry.
Wow, there you go.
The T-Man Mighty Art players are very skilled actors, by the way, in case you've forgotten, Terry.
Yes, I know they are.
And Gina, if you had to come in here, can I call you Gina for short? If you had to come in here and show us the details of what went down this weekend, I mean, because we're not just giving away a bumper sticker here. There's a trip to Vegas on the line. You could do this, right?
I could.
All right, hang on the line, Gina. It's a Gina, Terry.
It's a Gina.
She's the first one out of the gate.
Yes.
And she has set the standard on what it's going to take to go to Vegas. Is the high bar set pretty high? That's for you to decide, ladies and gentlemen. But Agena wants to go to Vegas.
Woohoo!
If she can't go to Sin City, she's certainly bringing Sin City to her, Terry.
Yeah, she is.
Stephen, what do you think about the bar? Is it set high? Is it set medium length? Or is it just pretty much down there where anybody in the Special Olympics can clear it? What's the deal here?
It's approaching medium, I would say. But I think, there's a lot of people that cheat, so I think there'll be somebody who can beat her.
Wow.
Well, let's find out.
Obviously, she's easy.
The 1 year anniversary angle is pretty cool, though. Right on the anniversary.
You like that the night before?
Adds a little hotness to it, Terry.
But the weekend before, she was doing it then, too.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, I committed the biggest sin this weekend.
Oh, really? It's amazing how all these sins come to the forefront, Terry, when there's a trip to Vegas on the line.
Is it a confessional now? Is that it?
Father T-Man is here to absolve and forgive you of this sin, no matter how large or small it may be, hopefully large. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my best friend's
How many priests root for that, Terry?
I know. Secretly, they're going, come on, be a
I hope
good
this one's a doozy. I'm getting bored. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my best friend's husband's in the Marines, and they just got back from Iraq, and so they were up here in Washington with 3 of his friends, and I thought my best friend was out of town, so I had sex with them all weekend.
You had sex with all 4 guys?
What? Yeah, and she walked in last night.
Who walked in?
My best friend, and caught me with her husband, but I felt bad for all the guys because they were in Iraq and she didn't give them any when he got back. So
you
thought I would help them.
You had sex with 4 guys in one night, and one of them.
All weekend. I was
all weekend, not just one night.
You had sex with 4 guys, and you rotated them through the weekend, and one of them was your best friend's husband.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they were in Iraq for 1.5 years, and when he got home last week, she never gave him sex, so he was...
Now, you can't say that on the air, even though it's very interesting to hear. So having sex with 4 guys pounding away at you all weekend, are you, using a sled to get to work this morning, or are you able to walk?
I can't even make it to school. I'm trying to drive to school with my 6 shift, and I can't do it.
Well... Yes.
That's interesting.
That's how bad it is.
Stephen, as comfortable as you are listening to all these 2 stories here, all of them. Which one?
I could have you guys call her, and she'll get so mad.
Really?
That it's on air. She listens to you guys every morning, and she's probably going to call in because she's like, "Wait a second, I know who that was."
What was her reaction when she caught you with her?
She started trying to hit me and stuff.
And you were wondering why.
Yeah. Why are you hitting me? We're best friends.
You sound even confused thinking about it right now. She was trying to hit me and stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you could understand perhaps why she was a little bit angered, no?
Yeah, I understand now, but I didn't understand last night. I was a little drinking. I was drinking a little bit too much last night. I don't remember.
I would have done it anyway. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
How many condoms did you go through this weekend?
I don't even want to know.
0!
Yeah.
Too many for me to count.
Really? So you're telling me with these guys, the rotating foursome that you had jumping aboard on you all weekend, there were condoms used?
Oh, yes, there was.
Government
Don't
issue.
worry about that.
Of course.
Camouflage ones.
Don't worry about that.
Now, where did this all take place? Just at your apartment? All 4 guys were at your
the whole
time?
At my house.
You have a daycare? Oh, you have a house. Never mind.
I live in Everett.
Everett.
Does it surprise us?
Huh?
You have a daughter who sells cookies? All right. Interesting, Terry.
Yeah,
so all 4 guys were staying at her house the whole weekend?
Yeah, the whole weekend was the whole party at my house.
Why would you want to go anywhere else?
Missed it.
I guess.
There was a party at your house with just 5 people, or there was other people at your house?
There was more people, but everybody would leave. We were left.
It was a welcome home party.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was, G-Man.
Hey,
sorry, does it sound official?
Sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but I left my socks in the room. I came in for a second. Jeez.
Well, I actually put them on there, Steve. I'm kind of cold.
Oh, man.
Well, Terry, I don't think there's much debate as to which story beats the other so far.
Well, yeah. See, and I know she's going to call in. She's going to be so mad that I just did it on air.
And you really want to go to Vegas? That's what you're hoping for here. You think after all you've been through this weekend, you deserve a trip to Vegas?
She needs a rest.
I played poker, so I had to go.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Whoa.
Is this the most guys you've had in one weekend?
Yes, that's the most I've ever had in one weekend.
Stephen had the over-under at 16.
I'm not convinced of that.
I don't think I'm going to have another weekend like that for quite a while.
And she says she has a friend that's all obviously ready to scream at her on the air, Terry, but this may be all a setup. She may have a friend all prepped and ready to go, for all we know. These are things we got to weed through when we give away a trip to Vegas to the Venetian, Terry.
Right.
I mean, if we were giving a trip away to the Aladdin, we'd say, okay, you won. But this is the Venetian, Terry.
I understand.
If it was the Excalibur, I'd say, okay, game over.
Now, is the best friend that's going to yell at her supposedly going to go with you to Vegas?
Yeah, I'll be like, so you want to be my friend? You can come to Vegas with me.
She's not smart enough to set it
just
up.
kidding. I don't think she's going to be my friend anymore.
All right, well, just
sound like
just
it.
for fun, Terry, let's take down the number and call the friend and see if she
Is upset.
is as upset as
She's claiming.
this woman is claiming. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. He seemed to be a step ahead. And Terry is very in tune with these situations.
Oh, yeah.
Terry does.
Yeah, because I've done 4 in one whole weekend like
Come on,
crazy.
Terry, that was just an afternoon.
Yeah, it
Come
was-
on.
Yeah, when I was 2.
A weekend.
You were 2.
2? All right, let me hear that. Let me see the number here. Where's she again? What line?
That's the kind of girl that Pasty needs to bring to Vegas.
You're there? Do you have a name? Do you have some way we can refer to you as? You want to give us your name? What's the deal? Hello?
Go ahead. You could say it's Michelle.
Your name's Michelle?
Yeah, that's
All
it.
right.
That's her name.
And what's your-
Don't wear it out.
Let's see if your,
How do you know?
let's see if your friend wants to.
That'd be sad. Pasty takes her and she doesn't put out. Ooh, not good.
No, I only like you as a friend.
He didn't say the right things.
Oh,
He wasn't in a uniform.
probably hearing the radio.
Well, and she's hearing that we're calling her.
This is her chance to let you have it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Didn't
Need
get
that
it
at this
enough,
point.
I know.
Well, if she is listening, she's not interested in answering her phone. She's not going to be as confrontational as you're expecting her to be.
All right.
I do.
Oh, man.
Hold
You
your
want to tell us
daughter.
about the little ones in the background
Yeah.
there?
No, I'm at the donut shop.
Aren't we all?
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm trying to get to school.
Okay.
Hello,
yourself?
this is Peg.
Oh. I don't want to air her name on the voicemail, Terry, when she doesn't have a chance to respond.
Sure.
So I cut a little of that off. But as of right now, your story still stands as one of the best we've had so far. So let me get you back on the line with Pasty. We'll take your information. We'll find out where we need to go from here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations on making sure the men of the service are taken care of.
Yep.
Whatever that means.
To find out they weren't in the service, they just had their Jiffy Lube uniforms on. That's all it took.
They were back from Iraq, Stephen. A lot of oil changes over there this weekend.
Right.
They were up to a rousing start.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Boy, oh,
All
boy.
these deceitful things are going on every weekend here in the big old city and there in the outskirts of our fine place of living.
I'm going to buy some fatigues and head to Everett. Here I am, just back from Iraq. I work in the kitchen. That's it.
Yes.
That explains the wait.
As long as you're willing to wait in line of a few guys ahead of you,
I want to go first.
you're set to go.
The T-Man.
Bright light city gonna set my
You know it.
set my soul on fire.
Terry, I'm excited with the way we're out of the box here.
All right.
I just threw it out there. Trip to Las Vegas. Again, I'm not going to make you jump through hoops. There's not going to be some major
Right.
scavenger hunt here.
No.
Just very simply, who has been bad?
Give us your dirty deeds.
I'm going to reward someone who's been very bad, Terry, with a trip to Las Vegas. Because the bad people get overlooked for fun stuff. The bad people get overlooked for rewards, Terry. And I think those days should come to an end.
Yeah, cheaters never win. I hate that rule.
Yeah, well, cheaters are going to win in this situation. I'm not saying specifically it's going to be a cheater, although it's pretty likely.
Yeah, okay.
I made it very clear. And the first two stories, I think, were very believable, Terry. I don't think these ladies were lying.
Uh-huh.
And that was just in a quick second after I told people the rules of the game. I said very clearly, somebody did something bad over the weekend. I want you to call in, and we took 2 calls in the last segment. One lady was a woman who cheated a day before her 1-year anniversary of her marriage.
Yep.
Certainly a qualifier, Terry.
Yeah.
And the second lady had sex with 4 men on a rotating basis over the course of the weekend that were just fresh off the plane after servicing time for our country in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's what they did. They serviced time. Nothing like servicing time.
So somebody called with a good gluttony story, you'd listen to it too?
I listen to any story, Stephen.
Any sin.
Yes.
All right.
I love a good story. Until I don't love it, then I cut you off. Anyhow, I think maybe a need to expand the parameters. Maybe not just this weekend you did something bad. Maybe in order to keep the stories rolling on a nice high-level basis, Terry, we need to expand it to a little more than just this past weekend. Who did something really deceitful and wrong? Who did something really bad, girl, like even if you're a boy? Who did something really terrible, Terry, over the past, not the week, 11 years?
Wow, 11 years?
Yes. Somebody out there going, oh, damn, that was 12 years ago. Well, maybe not 11 years. Maybe like the past week or so. Or, better than that.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's going to do something really bad today.
Who's got some bad plans today?
Somebody has some really nasty and dirty and deceitful plans for today, Terry.
Somebody right now is standing in front of their mirror, getting primped and ready to go do something nasty.
Terry knows that feeling.
I'm going to be dirty.
I'm going to be so dirty
apparently
today.
This is certainly catching Terry in an area that she knows. Somebody's going to do something bad today. And if you call us and tell us about it, you're going to be rewarded, perhaps, with a trip to Vegas.
And you won't talk him out of it, right?
Because I won't talk him out of it. As a matter of fact, I'll push him even further. I told you, Terry, this trip goes in the next couple of days. It's going to be very simple. I'm going to hear these stories, get a couple of finalists, bring them down here, see if they're telling us at least the truth. I don't want some made-up story. Go to Vegas to the Venetian, Terry.
Right.
Again, if it was the Aladdin or the Excalibur, that's fine. But this is the Venetian, Terry. Many think that's the best hotel in all of Vegas.
It's got the canal and everything.
It's got the gondolas. You don't just put some made-up story in a gondola. Only real deceitful stuff gets to row down the canals of Venice. A 1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. And, of course, if you call up with a story of what's going to happen later today, you then got to follow through with it. You can't chicken out and expect to go to Vegas.
Right.
All right? Well, I'm going to do the mailman today, team. And then you don't and you get to go to Vegas? No. Mailmen are always very attractive. I'm sure.
Well, last couple of days until you can see them in their shorts.
I have a male lady, Terry.
Do you?
Who's about 9.5 months pregnant.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
And she's still...
Nice lady. Been my male lady for a long time. And no, it's not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. 1-866-663-T-MAN. Let's continue on with this for a little while. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My husband and I have been married for almost 13 years.
Oh, congratulations on that. Why do I think that's the highlight of this moment here? Yes, go ahead.
Well, I found out he was cheating, and this weekend I went over to her house. He doesn't know that I found out. I went over to his house, or her house. I took, since I have a copy of his keys to his car, took his car and just totally sideswiped both of their cars, left them there. I don't think that either of them know it was me.
In sideswiping his car, that would be, in a sense, sideswiping your own family car, right?
No, his car against her car.
Oh, I see. You used his car. Well, in a sense, that's a family car. You've been married 13 years.
Well, I don't drive his car, and he doesn't drive my car.
I see. So you have your own personal cars, but technically they're your cars. Right. All right, so you sideswiped her car. You hit her car.
Yes.
And you looked back to make sure there was nice bits of damage done to her car?
Yes.
And she has no idea who did this to her?
Yeah, right. Neither of them do, actually.
Mm-hmm. So when he gets home, he notices, God, my car's trashed. Gee, what happened?
And wow, isn't it interesting that my car is damaged on the right side, and
my mistress's car.
The girl I've been screwing, her car is damaged on the left side. Honey!
Did you find something out?
Yes.
Right. His car was there, so I just left it sitting right next to her car. So
Oh, you
when we
did?
got
So how'd you
out
get
of-
home?
Yeah, I went home
How'd you get home?
in my car.
So you drove your car to the
her
house.
house. I get it.
Took the husband's car and crashed it into her car.
I got it. Yeah, she has, okay, we got it.
Well, how hard is this going to be for him to put together?
Yeah,
There'd be no signs of
breaking
forceful
and entry.
entry.
Right.
He's going to know that you did this, right? You don't care at this point if he knows you did this, or you're expecting him not to be able to figure out who did this?
No, he'll probably find out, and I don't care at this point.
But as of last month, let's say, you were a happily married woman until you found out about this?
I was. He has cheated on me before, and he said that it wasn't going to happen anymore, but...
But you now found out the hard way that men don't usually live up to those promises.
Exactly.
It's a damn shame. I should have read T-Man rule number 7.
Wow.
Now she's going to show him by making her insurance rates go up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's all she did.
Right. Is the marriage over, or are you going to try to work through this?
No, I believe it's over now.
Well, but the first time, or however many times he has in the past, you've been okay with it. So...
Well, okay is a relative term to her. She was willing to take him back because of the promises. Is that right? Or
Right.
Are you okay with it?
No, I was not.
Oh, dear. Have you ever cheated in 13 years of marriage?
Never.
Bet you wish you had now, huh?
Yeah, I wish I would have after the first time.
The grocery store stock clerk there?
Well,
Oh, it is.
how many times do you know of that he actually has?
He's had 2 relationships prior to this one.
So it's
and then one-night stands.
So, oh my gosh, so it's like a bunch of times.
Yeah, they all happened with about 5 years ago.
Well, let me ask you this important question that I would like an honest answer to. Have you let yourself go physically?
I don't believe so.
Have you gained the typical 13-year marriage, 60-pound situation?
No,
Because if you did, what choice did you give your husband?
Jeez, don't even go there.
Obviously, you left him no options.
No, I've been told by him and his friends and my friends that I'm very attractive.
That you're in as good a shape as ever, or close to it, or what?
Close to it.
He's real believable, though, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, it's been about a day or so since you sideswiped the car. What's been the reaction?
From him, he didn't come home that night, and then...
Oh, you showed him, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I was already in bed when he came home on Sunday.
And you guys didn't talk? You just went to sleep?
Yep.
What's his excuse for not coming home on a night?
He says that he was too drunk to come home that night, and he spent the night at one of his beds.
Do you know this woman he's been screwing, or what?
I don't, but they work together.
They work together. You never seen her? Have you ever seen her for a quick second, or no?
Yes.
Is she hot, or no?
She is like... Well, she is, but she's like
She's
19
young.
years old.
Yeah, she's younger than you. I didn't know she was that old. I didn't know she was that young, if you will.
Federico.
She's 19. How old are you?
I'm 30.
You're only 30?
Wow.
Come on. You're a good 37 if you're not 55.
You've been married 13 years, then.
No,
That's what she
we
said.
got married at 17.
Mm-hmm. Do you think maybe you got married a little too young, looking back now?
I don't, but
Oh, geez.
I believe he does.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
So again, how much damage do you think you did to the car when you look back? Was it a good, nice shot you got on that car, or what?
Yeah.
So her car is barely drivable this morning, or what?
I don't think that you can open the door.
Well, he went to pick her up anyway, so no big deal.
So if you ultimately, and you're going to be a fan favorite because of what you're going through, there's no doubt the listeners are going to rally to her aid, Terry, listening to the story that just angers many a woman out there, I'm sure. If you win this trip to Vegas and you get to go to the Venetian and see the Blue Man Group, nothing to take your mind off your troubles like the Blue Man Group, I think that's their slogan. Who are you going to take with you?
His sister.
His sister. You've become very close with his sister.
Yeah.
Over 13 years.
Does she know what you've done?
Yeah, I went to her house yesterday and explained to her.
And did she give you a you go girl moment, or was it like, oh, maybe you went a little far with this? What was her reaction?
No, her reaction was, he deserves this.
Mm-hmm. Bastard brother of mine.
So they were both in the house, and they didn't hear the cars crash?
I don't. It was parked. She lives in an apartment, and so it's
19-year-olds usually do.
Yeah, there's a lot of cars that probably get crashed into.
Our cars
Come on.
don't work. Now we have to hole up in the apartment and do it all weekend. Nowhere to go.
Wow.
Maybe he should call and he could win.
Yeah.
How did you allow the moment, knowing that he was screwing a 19-year-old pretty much all weekend, how did you allow him to get into bed with you last night, even though you didn't acknowledge his presence? Where's your 30-year-old dignity is my question.
She's been doing it for a while, as she points
She's
out.
gotten used to this for some time.
And that's why when you asked her, are you going to take him back or is the marriage over? I'm thinking the marriage is not over for her. She's just going to languish on and in the existence that she's doing.
How strong is your love for this man at this point? Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, I love him to death. I mean, I love him. Yeah.
Unconditionally, I bet.
You're going to take him back, aren't you?
I don't know.
Yes.
It's a yes.
Yeah.
She will.
What if he really was at a buddy's house? You find out.
And just park the car there.
Is he older than you or younger than you?
We're the same age.
30-year-olds hooking up with 19-year-olds in apartment buildings, Terry.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
Gotta like that, huh?
Yes.
Maybe she's his AA partner.
Oh, yes.
I don't think so.
You know for a fact that he's been hooking up with this coworker of his.
Yeah, I've been searching through his phone, doing all that stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
You need this trip to Vegas. You need a go-girl moment.
Wow.
Seriously.
Terry's even rooting for you now. All right, well, hang on the line. You're probably going to be one of our finalists, I would imagine.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Jeez.
Very interesting stories, Terry.
Very. Oh, man. Frustrated with her.
A little more frustration than she may have needed over the weekend, Terry.
Yeah, but...
It'd be cool to crash a car, though.
That'd be really cool.
And run.
I'd love to do that.
Crash and run.
But what line was she on again? Wait, she's still on the line, Pasty? Okay, let me ask her a question. Put her back on hold. The deal is, I think the deal has to be, you tell me if I'm overstepping, Terry.
Okay.
I tend to do that from time to time. I say if she goes on to win this trip to Vegas, she has to promise to have sex with a stranger in Vegas, Terry, just to have a get-even kind of moment.
No, she just needs to go with her sister-in-law and have a good time as a girl, and she needs to just worry about her.
What are the chances that if I give you this trip, you'll be willing to have sex with a random Vegas stranger?
Random Vegas stranger.
Oh, geez.
I don't know.
Is that not your... Terry's thinking that's not your style.
No.
Well, no, it's not. I've never been with anybody but my husband. So.
Well, it's a damn shame.
She just needs to go and have a good time with the girls.
And she is just wrapped around this dude's finger. She's never had sex with anyone. She's totally devoted, Terry. She's taking them back for 4. She's going to take them back again.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hang it back on the line. Talk to Pasty. Yeah, that'll cheer you up.
That'll make you never want to have sex with a guy again.
Oh, it is. Terry.
T-Man.
She needs to get her groove back.
She sounds like she's 50, too.
Well, she's weathering the storm there, you know.
When you get cheated on, way quick.
Weathered may be the key phrase there.
You'd smoke and drink, too, if you didn't cheat it on every day.
I mean, the man doesn't even come home, and you still let him get in bed with you.
I'm still drunk. You don't want me to drive when I'm drunk, right? You don't want me to die, do you?
I mean, it's not like I couldn't have called you to come get me or anything.
Crawling into bed, and you know he cheated. That's got to be the worst feeling ever.
It's got to be a better feeling than just pound away at a 19-year-old.
Also a good feeling.
I mean,
it makes it all worth it.
Right. Did I say that out loud? Oh, jeez.
The T-Man.
At participating McDonald's.
It's 8:48 at Cube 93. Good morning. I'm Stephen Kilbreth. It's time now for your news update. The Boeing and the Machinists Union have reached a tentative 3-year contract agreement that would increase pension payouts for union members, also continue medical benefits for retirees. If it's ratified on Thursday, when they vote, the workers will also receive an 8% signing bonus. The full impact of a 2-year closure of the downtown Seattle Transit Tunnel is being felt for the first time today. The change affects nearly 100,000 bus riders and tens of thousands of car and truck drivers. Buses will be on the surface of 3rd Avenue while the tunnel is made over for light rail. The cleanup is underway in Lake Charles, Louisiana, which took a direct hit from Hurricane Rita. The mayor there says the water is going down and the federal government's response has been tremendous. In New Orleans, the mayor is reopening the Algiers neighborhood this morning. They have power, sewer, water, all back in that neighborhood. Sean Alexander had 4 touchdowns in the Hawks' 37-12 win over Arizona yesterday. The Mariners played their last road game of the season, losing in Detroit 8-1. Seattle's road record for the season, 29-52. Sunny today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s, and that's your news update on Seattle's #1 hit music station, Cube 93.
Is this a big number or not? I can't tell.
I would say
What do they
yes.
usually get? Desperate Housewives, ladies and gentlemen. This just came across the wire, so I know you've been waiting for this all morning long. They got a 19.2 rating, which is a 26 share for last evening's season premiere.
Wow.
Which does not put it ahead of CSI for the week, Terry.
Yeah. a
So I don't know if that's the number they were hoping for. It's a big number, no matter how you slice it.
Sure.
ABC years ago would have creamed in their pants for a 19.2 for any of their shows.
I know.
And now they've got it.
Yeah.
But did it meet expectations? Stephen Kilbreth.
I'd say yes. I mean, they always were second place to CSI this last year.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it about time that Desperate Housewives passes and never looks back on CSI?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, there's probably more competition on Sunday night, maybe, than CSI has on Thursday.
And if they're not going to do it on, Against America's Funniest Home Videos, I understand. If they're not going to do it
same network
at their season premiere of year 3, they better start realizing they're never going to pass CSI.
Ooh.
They're never going to be the #1 show of the week. This was it. This was their opportunity, Terry. This was supposed to be their blowout. We're #1, number kind of week.
Right.
And they didn't
watch
do
it?
Well, they went up against, Martha Stewart's little movie, too, yesterday. And
What Martha Stewart movie was on?
the one about her going to jail.
Really?
Martha Behind Bars.
Martha, yeah.
Oh, that's tough to beat.
And so, what else? Criminal Intent, Law and Order.
Her being pinned down by a woman named Madge. You can't beat that, Terry.
It's up against the Family Guy. I mean,
How do you beat that?
All right, so you're making excuses. I love excuses. You can't make excuses in business, Terry.
I understand that,
I
but
think CSI is probably more wide appealing than the show, too.
Wide appealing.
real wide.
Speaking of wide appealing, how about how fast we're out of the box for a trip to Vegas, Terry? Now,
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I'm aware of all the tricks of the trade, Terry. I'm aware that as I announced that we're going to give away between now and the next day or two a trip to Las Vegas, not just to any old rinky-dink hotel, but the hotel that pretty much, I think if you took a poll, would be considered, if not the best, and in the top 2 of what Vegas has to offer, the Venetian Hotel and Casino. And it's going to be a weekend trip, Terry. It's not just some Tuesday and Wednesday when it's pretty much half empty. No.
Right.
This is in prime time, a little weekend action for a listener and their guest. And I'm very simply going to give this away to a listener who has been the most deceitful, the most wrong, the most dirty and out there, Terry, as you can get. That's enough, Stephen. For a particular time in your life.
Right.
And as I said, Terry, I know the tricks are very plain to see, that there are women right now calling their little friends, saying, hey, I'm going to go on the air, say I had sex with your husband. You get all mad when I call, when T-Man calls you, because you know he always does that. Oh, we can smell that a mile away, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We can smell it a mile away. Yes. So don't even think about it. But I'll tell you what, the first few calls we've taken out of the box, Terry, if those turn out to be the 3 finalists that the listeners or whoever ultimately gets to choose who wins this trip gets to choose from, Terry, I'm already happy.
Yeah.
We got a woman who smashed some 19-year-old's car. Are you kidding me? Because her husband was holed up all weekend in her little studio apartment bagging away.
Right.
We got a woman who slept with 4
Marine
members of the armed forces on a rotating basis throughout the weekend. As soon as they got off the plane, one of them was her best friend's husband.
Yep. Pretty good.
And as I said, I could smell these made-up stories a mile away. None of these stories, right out of the box, were made up. It takes you a little time to get together with your friend and set up what you're going to do. These stories were fresh out of the box, and they were all real. And if those turn out to be our finalists, Pasty, we have to start figuring out who the finalists are, have them come down either today or tomorrow or not today.
Well,
and
if you can get down now.
And then they're going to just have to show, like, they have to figure out what shred of evidence they can bring down, whether, like, the lady who sideswiped the car, whether it's just like a Polaroid of the damage.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or just some kind of piece of evidence that says to us they weren't lying. That puts them right in a position to get on a plane, Terry, free of charge, head down to Vegas, get in a hotel called the Venetian, free of charge, hang out with the Blue Man Group. Wouldn't it be sweet revenge, Terry, if the woman whose husband was screwing a 19-year-old, if she got... How many men are in the Blue Man Group?
3.
If she got triple teamed by the Blue Man Group?
Jeez.
Oh, man. Backstage in their dressing room, Terry. Would that be sweet revenge? Funny joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not worth it anymore. She couldn't tell whose blues penis was whose. All right, never mind.
You think they color that too?
Yeah, I think you got to go all the way once you're a blue man.
Okay.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hi.
But we will continue to take phone calls, Terry, and see who needs to be the finalists for a trip to Vegas. All expenses paid. No men have called in so far, at least the ones I've taken on the air, Terry.
Yeah, it's
I don't know who's
interesting.
waiting on hold, but so far the women want to go to Vegas because nobody has more fun in Vegas than a woman. You're on the air.
Hi.
Yes, hi.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
You have a story to tell us?
Yeah.
You going to reveal some details of an account of some kind of encounter that you wouldn't have told us if we didn't bribe you with a Vegas trip?
I haven't told anybody this.
Love it, Terry.
I had forgotten about it until you started talking about this.
All right, well, when did this happen? Make sure it's in the statute of limitations here.
What was the statute?
I don't even know if there is one anymore. But
Okay.
when did it happen?
Oh, probably 6 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
I think we're in the window.
But regardless, it's a decent story to,
All right,
to
but
hear for
it better be pretty damn good if you have to go 6 years to fish this one out. But go ahead.
Well, a
Fish
friend
is
of
after
mine had me come over to have a threesome with her and her husband, and then set it up so that the
All right,
next...
so slow down. I got to take this all in, baby.
Pretty good.
No, it's not that good yet. A friend of you had you come over so you could have a threesome with her husband.
Yeah.
All right, so far it's pretty much like a standard story in any old day.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, threesomes.
Terry. Yes. Terry,
But
I got
she
threesome
just
stories
wanted
waiting
to-
every day if I want to put them on the air.
Okay.
Jeez.
She just kind of wanted to seal the deal because she was setting it up so that she would leave the next day while I was there, and she was pretty sure that her husband was going to try to have sex with me while she went and took her kids to go play at the pool.
All right, wait, so she was testing him, you figured out.
No, she was setting him up. She told me she wants to get a divorce.
All right, testing,
And she
setting
wants
up, whatever.
Grounds for divorce.
Oh, I see. So she was going to take massive amounts of video that she had set up on a tripod in the closet with the door cracked open so she could show it in the courtroom and get all the settlement she could possibly get in a divorce case?
I don't know about the video camera. I hope not.
Oh.
But,
All right, where we
no,
go with
but
this,
she was
honey?
going to come in. She was going to come in while we were having sex and pretty much, file for divorce based on him cheating.
Fresh off the night after her threesome. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was all deliberate. which
I would
didn't
like to be an attorney on that case, Terry.
Yeah.
All right, so what happened? What happened, honey?
Well, I didn't understand what it was, but she took her kids to go play at the pool, and sure enough, I didn't understand how she was crazy.
Yeah.
And so anyway, she takes her kids to the pool, and sure enough, here comes her husband.
Why does that make you laugh so much, Steven? That she took her kids to play at the pool. Why are you hysterical laughing? I just
Did she
need to
drop
know.
them off at the pool? I just was wondering.
No, she went.
No,
I
she's
know.
going with them. She's
Okay.
telling them,
I'm
look,
glad
I'm
we
going to
could
go
clear that
take
up,
the
so
kids to the pool for about a half an hour.
All right. And you're left, lo and
Yeah.
behold, it's you and the husband alone in the house.
Yeah, I was probably like 19 at the time,
All right.
and he's, 32 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And
32 plus 18. Yes, go ahead.
so, well, yeah, I go ahead and I let him make his move on me, and actually, I just kind of laid back and let him go ahead and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I figure if she's going to get something
my
out of it,
job.
so should I.
Yes, all right. So you wound up doing exactly what you hoped you would do. You were having sex with her husband.
Yeah, and then she left her kids with her sister, and she came in and acted like it was a shocking surprise and told them she was going to file for divorce.
And this, again, was fresh off the night that you guys all got together in a threesome-type moment.
Yeah, she pretty much wanted just to make sure that he'd be into me enough to...
In the threesome, was she allowing him to penetrate you or no?
No.
No. So maybe it wasn't her setting you up. Maybe she just went to the pool with the kids. She thought the fun was over after the night that was.
She told me
the
the day before
She told you what?
that she wanted me to let him have sex with me the next day so that she could file for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
It was all premeditated.
Really?
Yeah, I worked with her. She was telling me at work. She's like, I want you to come
Man.
meet my husband.
If my wife ever decides to divorce me, this is the way I want to go out. All right? I
with a
wanted
smile
to
on your face saying, where do I sign?
Yeah, the night before she catches me, she sets up a threesome, and then the next day she tells the girl that we had the threesome with to let me go after it. That's a good way to be taken out. Okay, but you did the threesome.
But, well, there you go.
All right, and the next day you were with the husband, and he did exactly what she expected he would do, and she divorced him.
Mm-hmm.
And you got what out of this? Just a good weekend or what?
Yep.
And there hasn't been an exciting weekend like that for you in the past 6 years?
No.
Not to that level?
Well, not with the like, I knew what I was doing when I was going into it. That was where the deceit started, you know? It's not about
coincidentally, are you also from Everett?
No.
No. Seems like all of our qualifiers so far are from Everett, Terry. Where are you from?
I'm in Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Wow, city girl.
Yes, she got the high five, baby. All right. Well, I don't know, Terry. Does it sound like from the stories you've heard so far that she makes the top 3 to be a finalist?
Well,
she had to go back 6 years for this
she
story.
had to go back 6 years.
I don't know, kind of like her little ditzy personality.
She's willing to do premeditated things with you.
She's definitely top 5.
We've only taken 4, Stephen.
I know.
You know, I get your point. What's been going on in your life since then?
Oh, quite a lot. Actually, there's been...
I'm a nun now to you.
I was just thinking, I'm on Santa's naughty list for sure.
What's been going on lately? What do you do? What's going on with your time? Are you working? Are you involved with anyone? What's your status?
Not involved. I have sexual indiscretions on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is the 19-year-old that the woman crashed the car into.
That's not funny. All right.
Maybe there's a new sin, though. I mean, if you have indiscretions all the time.
She said
well,
nothing.
You guys wanted the best.
She wanted the best. We wanted the best.
I was grabbing the best one I had.
Yes. Too bad that guy can't say the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you got to go back 6 years for it, though. There's been exciting times since then, but nothing that has eclipsed the night that was or the weekend that was 6 years ago. Very interesting. Okay, what's your name?
Christy.
Hang on the line, Christy. We're going to take your info.
Okay.
All right. She's not seeing Vegas. Oh, she may. I don't know. Depends what the listeners think of her, Terry. I think the listeners are going to be the ones that make the final decision on who gets to go.
Oh, goodness.
There's something very Everett about her. I'm sorry. 1-866-663-T-Man. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
You.
Yeah, what's up?
How are you? Oh, it's a dude, Terry.
Wow, our first one, right?
Very bold of him to think that he has a shot in hell to go to Vegas. But let's hear...
This one's a pretty damn good story.
Oh, this one's a damn good story.
Yeah.
No wonder you're so bold to call in. Go ahead.
All right. When me and my wife first got together...
when you and who? You and your wife? Oh, just...
I didn't know how our relationship was going to end up going on. So I ended up seeing one of my ex-girlfriends. And then I ended up cheating on her, getting a BJ and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
Well, I'm in the Army and we go out to the field a lot, so I went out to the field for 2 months. And then I got a phone call one day saying that my wife was cheating on me. But at this time, she wasn't my wife.
Now, who makes that call? The corporal? What do you...
What do you mean?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it ended up being that when I got back, like we'd already been talking about getting married and all this kind of good stuff. Well, when I got back, I didn't think it was true because I didn't believe it. Who's going to believe that your wife is going to cheat on you? Well, it ended up being that she ended up turning around and cheating on me with 4 different dudes within a 1 week period.
Right.
And then when I get back, she still doesn't tell me the truth. She doesn't tell me the truth. Well, I told her that I was going to, break up with her because we're still not married at this point.
Yeah, you said it was going to be a good one. I'm starting to fall asleep, dude.
Then 1 month later, we ended up getting married anyway.
Right.
So then that's basically the sum of the story.
All right, thanks for the call.
Cute story. Yeah, cute story.
Man.
I guess you were right there.
Dudes can't be deceitful, Terry. Dudes can't tell interesting stories like this. It's very rare.
Seems like women are more dirty, aren't they?
It's not in their blood. I just know there's always a special person that calls you in the military when someone dies. I thought when this guy was finding out while he was in the midst of service, Terry, that his wife was cheating on him 4 times with different guys, that he would get a call from a certain Army or military individual. But there isn't someone designated for that call?
I guess not. I don't
Your wife's
think
cheating on you, maggot. Drop it and give me 20. I didn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'd be the most sensitive phone call you'll ever
Right.
Never.
Here's a woman who lost her virginity in church, Terry.
What?
You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, hi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, well, I think the sin that, I'm going to go back a little bit in history since you opened that window up, but the sin that probably stamped my passport to hell was losing my virginity at church.
A church.
Indeed.
You want to share with us what church? I'm sure your congregation will be very proud to know that they...
I grew up in a small town, and it was a little Lutheran church.
Oh. Our Lady of the Uncontrollable Flatulence?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I love that one, Terry. That's mine. Yeah. All right, what church was it? Do you want to tell us or no?
It was called Trinity Lutheran.
Trinity Lutheran. There it is, Terry.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You want to give us a couple of details or what?
Well, as in the person before, I didn't want to take you out too far and bore you out, but it was a simple story.
No, sex in church really usually isn't a boring.
For Terry, that don't let your children go to events even that seem safe without proper supervision. Myself is a good example of this. But we had church lock-ins when we were kids, which were sleepovers, and they were supposed to be attended by older individuals of the church, and of course never were. The youth director was the only one that was ever there. And
the youth rector or director?
Director.
The erector. Anyway, so this person is then in charge of, 45 screaming, hormone-filled high school, middle school age children.
And you were how old?
At this point, I was 15.
You were 15, and you were in church for a sleepover kind of social event.
That's right.
Yes, and the whole goal of this event was to do what? Just to bring people closer together?
Exactly.
God.
Fellowship.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wow, well, the goal was achieved and then some, wasn't it?
That's right.
Because you were brought together with who was there also to come closer together with other people?
It was actually the person that I had been dating at the time.
Oh, that's kind of boring.
Yeah, I know. But
You want to hear the youth director was some random churchgoer or youth director. And or head monk. That didn't happen?
No, that was later on in Catholic high school.
Right. But this one was a better story.
Exactly.
All right, so you had sex with your boyfriend pretty much in church. Is that it?
Pretty much. Some of the other details are illegal and left out, but...
All right, well, you better. You're on the...
Illegal and left out.
You're on the cliff here, ready to be thrown off. So if you don't give us a detail that just blows us away, then I'd say we're going to take a pass on you and your church boyfriend sex story.
Well, the details, like I said, aside from the bell tower being used and the communal wine being stolen by many individuals and the group entertainment that went on in the sanctuary.
Group entertainment?
Now it's getting really good.
What are you referring to?
We had some gentlemen in the group who perhaps weren't as sure of their sexuality as they thought.
So what are you trying to give us the impression of? There was a little homosexual orgy in the church little area?
There was some circle jerk going on up front on the altar.
This is quite the get-together they had in church, huh?
It was quick. It was
so
one of
while
those
you
things
were,
I walked in and walked
you want
out.
us to believe that while you were having sex with your boyfriend in church,
not
there was
at
a
the same
circle
time.
jerk going on to your right, and folks singing to your left.
Kumbaya.
What are you telling us
You
here?
have to understand. Well, at the same time,
But this was a little
people were on
church.
hallucinogenic mushrooms. I believe the boys were.
Oh, jeez.
Mushrooms in the bathroom, Terry.
Gosh, getting crazier and crazier.
All right. Well,
Like I said, don't let your kids go to these events that may seem okay. They're tentatively not.
all right. Good advice.
Thank you.
Keep your kids out of church. Yeah. Remember that one.
Great.
Well, we appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't think it cleared the high bar, baby.
No, anybody can commit some of these other sins as adultery and, whatever. But I think in the scheme of the big sin book,
Right.
little girls losing their virginity in the church hall has probably got to be up there.
Oh, so you're all right. So you're doubting my ability to weigh these?
No, not at all.
Well, no. You have every right to. You're saying, "Hey, T-Man, don't count me out. Don't sell me short." There's a lot to be said about church sex.
Past that have been far more entertaining. I just think that this is probably one of the bigger ones.
So if you knew that the other stories were more entertaining, why'd you bother telling us yours?
Like I said, I think this was one of those cardinal sins. I don't know if you can top losing your virginity in a church.
Stephanie, would you agree with that?
Well, I mean, it is pretty bad, I would say.
If Stephen can count on his hands every time he lost his virginity in church.
See, I think you should let me go on so that I can do right by the Lord and get married in Vegas.
Oh, that's her.
Well, why else would the Lord put Vegas there, Terry?
Right, true. I mean, geez.
Had to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was to make the MGM Grand Mirage Corporation rich. All right. Well, again, I still see not enough evidence to move you forward into the next round.
Okay.
All right, but I'm glad you called.
Thanks.
And I'm sure there's something to be said about having your conscience cleared once again by telling this story.
Exactly.
All right?
All right.
So just take this wafer and call it a day.
Thank you.
Take the wafer.
Have a nice day. There
Let it
she is.
dissolve on the tongue.
Say 10 Hail Marys.
Interesting.
Oh, gosh.
Interesting people with interesting stories, Terry.
Definitely.
I got 73 lines jammed up with stories. It's getting a little pressure filled trying to give away a simple trip to Vegas, Terry. A simple weekend.
If you want to make it interesting, just add a circle jerk.
Oh, it is. A couple of mushrooms, throw them on top.
Steven's theory for his parties on the weekends.
Pasty.
Yes, sir.
When do you get to go to Vegas? Because as I said when we started this whole thing, Terry, the Venetian very graciously offered a trip for 2 listeners, and on a different weekend, one of our staff members and a guest to go to Vegas to see this new Blue Man Group show that they're very proud of having.
Right.
And they should be. Speaking of circle jerks, Pasty, when is your weekend to Vegas? And
I get to leave a week from Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Wow, this is going up quick.
I'm telling you, Terry, these trips are coming up quick.
Yeah. Jeez.
Very excited.
He's very excited.
Hey.
Yes.
With his little buddy.
Couple of mushrooms on the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a monster on the wing.
Now, if you want Pasty, and actually they would appreciate this, the Venetian people, yeah, right. They want you to go backstage and talk to the Blue Man Group so you can come back on the air and share with us all the greatness that was the Blue Man Group. Are you going to be doing that or what?
I could totally do that. Absolutely.
What do you do?
It's going to be as high as a kite.
Right. You guys are blue.
It's going to be back there with the Blue Man Group feeling like he did mushrooms, whether he remembers or whether he did or not. That'll be pretty exciting for you, dude. You get to meet the Blue Man Group.
I think it'll be fun.
You know, people are dying to meet the Blue Man Group backstage.
Yeah.
People trying to sneak back there all the time, security guards catching them, and yet you get a free pass back to the dressing room of the Blue Man Group.
Very excited.
So do you guys use a roller or a brush?
Hey. It's a good idea. That's a good question.
There you go. That's question number 1. He's writing it down. Look at him go. And ladies and gentlemen, the next trip that's up for grabs, Pasty has secured one with his buddy. The next one goes to one of you and a guest. Who will the finalists be? I got so many waiting to tell their stories of deceit that I don't know how I'm going to get to all of them, Terry.
Yeah, I know.
I think we're going to have to utilize a great old invention called email.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Email.
Email.
You've heard of it, Stephen?
I have.
Mm-hmm. Let me just read some of these that are... All right, let me go to this one real quick. Get on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hard to top mushrooms and circle jerks in church, too. Wow. Yes, you've made it. Go ahead. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Me?
Yes, you.
Wow, okay. I was calling about a better threesome story than that chick that just called a few minutes ago.
A better threesome story. Yes, go
A
ahead.
way better threesome story.
All right.
Way better.
A way...
Mm-hmm. So if her threesome story was like a 5, what is yours?
You know, because I have to go back a little ways, it's I maybe a 3 or 4. I don't want to
well, then how's it
too much. So.
Whatever.
Can't be way better
no,
than.
No,
Okay, Terry's
being
done the
one
math.
being better.
All right, so how far back are we going here?
Probably about the same amount of time, about 6 years or so.
6 years. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that these women have to go back 6 years for a real deceitful story, Terry.
I have, but you know what? I have other indiscretions that I can.
I'm
actually
sure you
share
do,
after
honey.
that.
We never doubted it for a second. Tell your story.
Okay.
Bad girl.
I got married when I was very young, and so at about 20 or so.
Come on, these bad girls get married so young, Terry.
Yeah, I know. decided to start looking around, I guess, and me and my husband had moved into this little, new housing development kind of thing, and across the cul-de-sac there was another guy who had shown some interest.
These cul-de-sacs are big trouble, Terry. You should have learned that in the late 70s from Knott's Landing, Terry.
Right, that's true.
How old are you now?
I just turned 27.
You could have caught the last years of Knott's Landing.
I didn't.
All right, go ahead. Just no, Knott's
So
Landing.
anyways, we messed around a little bit.
It's like 5, but go ahead, yes.
Okay, we messed
Sister
around a
watched
little
all the
bit,
time.
and
spy on
at
her.
one...
What's that now?
Okay.
You and the cul-de-sac guy messed around a little bit?
Yeah. So
All
at
right.
one point, his wife had some sort of breakdown and went into, the hospital.
Well, that's always a good move for a woman ready to capitalize.
Yeah. So he gave me a call, and I decided that
If my wife ever has a breakdown, Terry, I know just who to call.
Do you?
Yeah.
You have it already planned out in
Right,
the cul-de-sac?
I don't even live in a cul-de-sac. Go ahead.
I wanted to surprise him, so I called a friend of mine who also had a boyfriend, and I talked her into coming over for a threesome.
Oh, jeez. All right, we got 30 seconds. Go. Oh, we don't really have 30 seconds, but I'm getting tired of this.
Yeah.
30 seconds. Finish the story.
Okay, so anyways, we went over and we had a threesome. She left, and we had, sex and all that kind of stuff. But my later indiscretions also
Oh, she had
include-
sex in her threesome, Terry.
Wow.
That's pretty novel.
Is this a better story, you said?
Yes, she did.
Well,
I thought you sit around reading poetry in your threesome. I didn't realize you could have sex in a threesome.
Hey, at least it wasn't premeditated. It included a wife who was having a mental breakdown
Right.
while the husband was cheating.
Okay, so what's so great about this story?
Oh, it just seemed a little better than the premeditated. What's so fun?
Yeah, but that's what we're having trouble with. Where's the better part?
Because his
Whoa.
wife was in the hospital for having a mental
Now
breakdown.
that is interesting. His wife is in the hospital for having a mental breakdown, and
You know, like
he's
the
just
mental
ready to
hospital kind of-
pounce on his first threesome and get together, Terry. That is a man.
He didn't know about it ahead of time.
He had
It was a surprise.
She brought the friend over as a surprise.
See your wife having a mental breakdown is perhaps a negative in your life. You see how quickly you can turn negatives into positives, Terry?
Yes, absolutely.
Would this man have agreed that this negative of his wife having a breakdown immediately turned into a positive when he was naked with 2 women?
Seems like it.
She had to think about it.
Yeah.
It was 6 years ago, too.
I know.
Well, I didn't know if you were asking me or Terry, so.
Well, I'm not the one who had the threesome.
So, well, not this one, Terry. So, was this guy very satisfying for you or what?
No, not at all.
It wasn't.
No.
It was just a disaster.
I went in, the
could
person
bear-
I'm currently with, who is my husband, we have had
Right.
other experiences that were much more
But
satisfying.
this threesome, you could barely feel this guy inside you. It was just a nightmare.
No, you could feel him. I
Oh.
wouldn't say it was a nightmare. It just wasn't the best.
Okay.
I've had 3 men back to back, and I've done that. And
What do you mean 3 men back to back? What does that mean?
well,
That
because
should have been your story.
when I got together with my
All right, you guys stand back to back. All right, what does that mean? Tell me about 3 men back
okay,
to back.
I will tell you. When I got together with the person I'm currently married with, I had told him because I got married so young, I didn't have time to experiment, and I wasn't ready to settle down, so I needed to be with other people.
Right.
So as part of this agreement,
Right.
He arranged for me to have sex with his brother and another of his friends, which we did.
Joel, I can marry this girl. You got to do it for me, dudes.
Yeah.
I feel much better about
She's
it.
got to get her fill.
I see her
So I
having
did.
sex with
I
someone
had-
else. That knows she's the one.
So your husband set you up with his brother and his friends so that you can get your checklist taken care of and you can get married.
Well, we got married several years later, but I also had sex with his other best friend. We had a threesome with the 2 guys.
All right, so let me see if I got this straight. I'm following along here. This husband that you're still married to, you've had sex with his brother
His
and
best friend.
anyone who's ever been close to a best friend of his.
2 friends, yeah.
Who haven't you had sex with?
Well, there's this one guy that comes
Well,
over once in
that
a
was-
while.
That was the agreement we made, and I've paid him back a little bit. I hope to pay him back more, but I did bring him home a girl from work, and we had a threesome. And
Seems like he still has a lot more coming to him. But anyway,
He does, and we got married in Vegas, and my goal is to get back down there. I want to take him to the Bunny Ranch.
well, all right. I know of the Chicken Ranch and the Mustang Ranch, but if you know of a Bunny Ranch, then you have a good time. All right, where do you say you rank on the T-Man scale as far as your looks are concerned? And I'm not with very high optimism here. The T-Man scale goes as follows. The bottom of the range is broke. Oh, doable. $50. Daddy done good. Daddy should have his penis bronzed. Player's choice, Hall of Fame sperm and egg, or supermodel. What are you?
I'll be modest and I'll say Daddy done good.
And you're being modest by saying that because you really believe...
I think I am, yeah.
You really believe your daddy should have his penis bronzed or player's choice?
No, I wouldn't say player's choice.
All right,
I didn't think I was very attractive until too long ago, so...
Well, then what changed your mind?
I
One day you just looked into a mirror and said, damn!
No,
I became a woman.
I didn't have very much self-confidence until my husband helped me feel a little better, and, I just started...
Well, when he
paying
tosses
more
you over
attention.
3 of his friends and his brother, it tends to boost your ego, doesn't it?
That was a long time ago.
Now I understand.
But like I said,
Yes.
I guess we're just swingers.
But you didn't ever decide to become swingers. You just realized, looking back, one day you realized, you know what? We've done this, and this. I think we're swingers.
That's the definition of a swinger.
That's interesting, Terry. Most couples decide, hey, you want to start the swinging life, and you make that conscious decision. You talk it over, and then you go and you get your oils and head out to something you saw in a real raunchy magazine. These two, Terry, look back on their life and realize that they were swingers.
Wow.
Interesting.
No, I think we just set it up that way.
Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna put you on hold. We're gonna take your name. You may not get a call back.
I don't expect one. I just think that's better than the other lady's threesome, so she shouldn't get a call back.
We just may have to meet you. All right, hang on the line. There, the stories are coming in fast and furiously.
Yeah, they are. Very interesting.
There's a trip to Vegas on the line. That must go. It must go, Terry. You can be right on the heels of Pasty Dave to go see that damn Blue Man Group.
Wow.
Hopefully they fumigated this theater by then with the smoke.
Yeah, we promise that the Venetian will not give you the same room that Pasty Dave was in with his buddy.
Right.
That we will guarantee you.
Oh, goodness.
1-866-663-T-Man, or better yet, if you don't think you're going to make it on the phone lines, you should email your story to who, Pasty? Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
You can email it to me through the website.
Oh, jeez. You can email it to the Pastiest of Daves. Through the T-Man in the Morning Show website. That would be the untouched website over the past 6 months. At www.thetmanshow.com. I think it still has Sin City Survivor on it, Terry.
Wow.
On the front page. And or it has our newest dysfunctional family member, the Ham Sandwich Man. www.thetmanshow.com, because there's a lot of people waiting that probably won't make it in on the phone lines here, Terry.
Yes.
That probably have a hell of a story to tell.
I'm sure.
I say on Wednesday morning, because it's too quick to set it up for tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. Wednesday morning, we bring down like 3 finalists. We have people vote after they have some ability to recount their story and show us just like a shred of something that makes me feel like it's a true story.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm looking at the phone lines here. I got people like Whiny Bathtub Lady waiting.
No.
I didn't know she's
out
got
of nowhere.
Well, she's got so many stories to choose from that I'm sure it took her some time to figure out which one was the best.
She went to her file cabinet and said, this is a good one.
Hey, Whiny!
Yes, Chief.
You may just have to email your story in. It better not be meeting me in the Sears parking lot. All right?
You want me to email my story in?
Yes, please. That was a long time ago, Terry. All right? I was new to the city. I didn't know many people. You may want to swallow there. Okay.
Is that what you said in the parking lot?
Terry looked like she was about to have water come to her nose.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy. She's got some sizable nostrils, too.
Whitey, that was 1996, all right?
We're confirming, all right? It was a long time ago.
It was 1996.
Got it. Okay.
I have no regrets, Whitey.
Yes.
Oh, I guess she does.
Well, does she?
I have no regrets, Whitey.
I can't even understand.
Okay. Perfect. That was the best part of meeting her.
Her inability to speak the English language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I remember when you told me that story.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it was
pretty weird for me to think that was me too.
I know.
But it was. I admit it. We didn't have sex. Drove a long way for everything else. My wife hates that story.
I wonder why.
It was way before her. If I knew she was in the works, Terry, if I knew she was coming down the pike,
Right.
would never done something like that.
I do it now.
Never.
Right? Huh?
The T-Man.
So the deal is, by the end of Wednesday's show, that I guess officially, by this time on Wednesday, Terry, at this moment, somebody will know that they're going to Vegas with a friend. Have you ever been to the Venetian Hotel, Terry?
No, I have not.
You've seen it from a distance?
Yeah.
Oh, on the inside, Terry, the rooms are even nicer than you would think on the outside. Oh.
Cool.
Oh, yes. So Pasty should be reserving spots for people to come down on Wednesday right now. He should be making calls right now to secure certain time slots for certain individuals, Terry, that want to be in the running for a free trip to Las Vegas, the Blue Man Group, the Venetian, the whole deal. Let me see if I can sneak in one more real quick and see if she can get her slot secured. That's right, for the for the trip that will be given away by Wednesday. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Terry, guys are more than willing to, I'm more than willing to hear their stories to see if they can qualify.
Right.
But so far, guys are, yeah.
Alrighty then.
Now, I can guarantee you this woman will have an interesting story.
Okay.
Because she's a woman. Yes, go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're on. Go ahead.
Okay, my girlfriend and I were having problems, and I went down to visit my stepmother in Key West, and, well, she left my father, and...
Now, when you say your girlfriend and you were having problems, does that insinuate that you are of the lesbian persuasion?
That's correct, or
Oh,
as
yes.
my friend would say, lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so she hated that I was going to go visit my stepmother because she was always hitting on me and just, you know, kind of grinding on me on the dance floor. It's
Who
kind
is
of
it?
weird.
Who was grinding on you?
My stepmother.
Your stepmom grinds on you?
Well, no, on the dance floor when we
Right.
would, like, hang out and stuff. And
All
so my ex didn't really like her very much. Anyway, so I went to go visit her and her new boyfriend down in Key West. And I found out that through her boyfriend that when they have sex, she would call out my name. And he told me that he loved me from the moment that he saw me. And for some, I don't know, weird-ass reason, I decided to sleep with him. And she was apparently watching through the trailer park window.
Trailer park.
They call those peekholes, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you didn't know that she was watching till the act was done, but you decided to have sex with your stepmom's boyfriend.
Yes.
I think it's a place for her on Wednesday, Terry.
Sure. Being a lesbian
Come
and all.
down here. Well, I think we should have a policy of no lesbians to Vegas, at least for this particular trip. But
she slept with a guy, though.
She did sleep with a guy. So,
Yes, so
yes.
she's in.
So bisexuals can go to Vegas.
Oh, there you go.
Because, Terry, I mean, what kind of fun can a lesbian have in Vegas? All right, anyway.
Oh, I'm sure tons.
You're right. Hang on the line. I'm glad you told us the quick version of the story. We'll ask for maybe, like, any kind of shred of evidence you can give us that would indicate that you're telling us a true story. You know, something. I don't
I could
care.
have my stepmother call you.
Well, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Just something. Bring a matchbook with maybe a little jizz. I don't know. Anything.
Oh, wow.
No, that's not right.
Piece of the trailer that maybe you guys did it in?
Yes, because you know it comes assembly required.
Right.
All right. Hang on
the wheels.
The hitch.
Hang on the line, all right?
Okay.
All right, there she is. She'll be here, Terry. She'll be telling, I guess, a little bit more details of her story, and then by the end of the show, the listeners will determine, of course we have the right to overrule, as to whether she will be the one to go to Vegas.
Right. That was an interesting little story, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's kind of hot when you sleep with your stepmom's boyfriend.
Right.
And the mom is watching through the...
Because the mom really has a secret pining for you.
Mm-hmm. The pining.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Wow.
The fact that it all took place in a trailer makes it hotter.
I know.
You would think, considering the trailer atmosphere and the whole long trip she took, that if the mom really wanted her that bad, she could have found a way to manipulate her own stepdaughter into bed, right?
You never know. Maybe they have. We just haven't gotten that far.
We'll find out on Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah.
I would think if they got to that point, we would have heard about it, Jay. But hey, if you're willing to hold out hope, so am I.
We can all dream.
Yes.
We have 2 days to dream.
Oh, Jason.
The T-Man.